Okay there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this prediction stream for Season 15. It's going to be the same format we've been using for a few seasons now, with the third division of custom tracks starting, working all our way up to Division 1. You won't be hearing me too much over this stream unless I have to correct anyone's facts or anything, but we will be starting with CT Division 3 with Monies, Sal and Spade shortly.
Hello.
I'll very quickly go to the CTD3 graphic and quickly explain the numbers on the side before they get brought up. So there's the Division 3 graphic for CTs with the community average predictions are what the numbers are. So if you had a prediction where everyone thought you'd get 6th, your average prediction would be 6.0. And there are a few ties in this, so if you see the numbers are the same, that's normally a tie, but that's what those numbers mean. So I'll hand over to the other casters and wish them good luck.
Alright, so we're going to start here with CT Division 3. Just like Stunky said, we're going to list off the teams. We got Special Ks, we got Carriagens, we got Redemption, we got Blue Thunder, we got Clutch Mandoms, and we got the Insane Crew. So we're going to go quickly through them. We don't want to spend too much time on them, just because we want to get through every division in the nick of time. So we're going to start with Special Ks. Do you guys have any thoughts, Special Ks?
Do you want to start from the bottom? I think
we usually start from the bottom.
We can.
Yeah, do that. Why not?
Alright, so the first team we have is Insane Crew. They're mainly like new to the CT community, so that prediction is pretty expected. Embrace.
Is it me lagging or Monies?
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
Well,
Sorry if I'm lagging.
you are. Yeah, I guess I'll take over until you can fix that. Okay, Monies. But yeah, Insane Crew, basically. What? Okay, I'm alone. Spade, are you here?
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and go.
Unlucky.
I don't know if anyone's saying anything, but I'll go ahead and start. So with Insane Crew, we have Myth, which is Amanda. We have Emmer, Hatake, Mirmeg, Robot, Jiren, David, Charge, Kiralte, Lloyd, and Vince, and Espeon. Oh, and Embrace. So with this lineup, I could see them doing some work. I know Vincent's gotten pretty good at CTs. Embrace has always been really good. I've seen Kiralte a little bit. Mirmeg is actually really good. If they used a lineup like that, they could definitely put in some work. And I could potentially see them even making it to playoffs if they play their best. Not really sure how well their other players are. I know Amanda's really good. I could even see Amanda MVPing the division. But yeah, these guys, I don't think they'll go 0-10 at all. I think these guys will definitely put up a fight.
Especially with IS being a clan that, even though I haven't seen him practicing too much on CTs at least, it's a pretty active clan. So maybe they will practice. You know, that they have time to do that. Like it's not like they're new and they're not gonna even try to improve. It's one of those clans that is seemingly improving much and like with a pretty short amount of time, and at the same time it's not like all the players are new to the CT community. Embrace, I don't know how much game time he will have, but Espeon is the guy that you should look forward to how he's gonna do. Like, I think he's pretty decent, especially for these.
Yeah,
I do pretty okay.
And I've seen these guys.
Him a lot.
And I've seen these guys play a lot, and they definitely have really good chemistry. So I mean, they're definitely a team that you should not, look down upon. Definitely.
Honestly,
So
I
I
feel like
think
they got mispredicted. Third seed because SPM and Empress, it's like a really strong combo because I've been playing CTs for a good time. Same with Empress.
I agree.
Yeah, I think them being predicted 6 is still very much reasonable. But I don't know. Of course, it's not like they're gonna get 6 for sure. It's pretty close, like in the division in general, except for like top 2.
Oh, I agree. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Clutch Mandoms. I'll pull up the roster here in a second. If I can find it. All right.
Yeah.
Clutch
So they have.
Yeah, go
Let
ahead.
me do it. Since I've got first. Yeah. Crime, Jack. Which Jack is this?
I think that
There's two
is.
Jack
Is
US,
that
I
Jack?
believe.
Yeah, Jack US. They have both
But
Jacks.
he's on free agents on Bregs, and in Jack, you mean Jack USG?
Yeah, I think so.
But he's on. I don't know. I don't think that's him. I have no idea. Katie, another Jack, an Infinite, which is. Oh my god. Okay, Cyber, Nathan, which is not. I don't think it's futile. That's not him. It's not Nathan. Vicious, Spoofy, Maddie, Xavier, Leo, Yax, and that's it. Okay.
They're mainly like new CT players aside from Xavier, and Yax are like the only people that have CT experience. But I don't see them doing very well, unless if they actually put a lot of effort with the pre-selected list.
I know some of these players, they have played CTs and they do play CT Worldwides, like Xavier, Maddie, Crime. I know Yax is, like you said, Yax has played a little bit in CTs. I don't really know who their bagger would be because Xavier's probably one of the.
Yeah, it's probably gonna.
Because he's one of the people that probably has more CT experience, and they'd probably need him running. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who their bagger would be. And I can see why they were voted near the bottom, just because you don't really see Mandoms and CTs that much, and with the players they have. But, I mean, honestly, I guess anything could happen. This is Mario Kart, and they do have people that have played CTs before.
Yeah, Xavier CT experience, but still in WL mainly bagging. Yax only playing with Invincible. Leo, I guess, is quite good on regs, but it doesn't necessarily apply to CTs. I'm seeing him to get bottom in the division, unless there's still time to practice and to get better, but it's not something that we can predict right now. As they are right now, to me, they're looking like the weakest team in the division.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't see them doing too hot. But I mean, I guess anything can happen. So, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next team, Blue Thunder. If I can find that once again.
On the register, it's gonna look a little bit weird as they have both a rec team and a CT team, so you're gonna have to differentiate.
We have Matu, CTB, Ivan, Royora, I guess, Link, Icy, Maya, Lua, Rintarar, Nact, Toby, Sean, Squidward, Miles, Verly, Dare, Aqua, Javo, Jadid, and a bunch of other people that I'm not going to name because there's too many people on this list. Anyway, so right off the back, I see a team that has a bunch of people from like multiple previous teams, which can be a good and or bad thing. I know people like Ivan and Javo, like really good on CTs, but it's a matter of like, can these two guys work well together with the rest of the team?
Yeah, I don't know. Like there are some good players, of course, in the roster, but like, are they actually gonna play? Like Havo, does he even is he gonna play with them? I don't know. I know like Jadid is one of the most experienced players. He's gonna play. I have no idea about Revise. I have no idea about the Japanese players. Renter, of course, is gonna play. Also one of the more experienced. But when it's a team like that where there's just too many people it sometimes can become a little bit unorganized.
I
Even though
agree.
they have been playing for a few seasons now, which I don't know. Maybe they already know how to organize, but it's still
No, I agree with you because
kind of weird,
because they do have people like Squidward who has BKTs and probably a couple of CTs, but that's the question: is he really gonna play? So, do you guys have anything else to say about that team?
They do. As you mentioned before, they do have a decent amount of individual players that are really strong, like Havo, Rayoma, and Squidward. But as you mentioned as well, like I highly doubt they will play. And if they do play, they can make a lot of upsets.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Redemption. They were predicted third, and with Redemption, if someone is already there, they can say it.
Charlie G, Nenny, Emblem, Zen, KP, Pringle, Philip, Budokzilla, Johnny, Declan, Trap, Majestic. Of course, KP. Like if you look at the roster, KP is probably gonna look like the one that's more experienced, but of course he's not gonna be able to play as he's banned. Other people, I've seen Zilla play a little bit. Other people, I have no idea actually.
People that I've seen play, like Emblem and D-Clan, like they can put up things, they can put up points, but I wouldn't really say they're like the best players in the div. They definitely can cause upsets. People like Johnny definitely is probably one of the best people in the division. Once again, this is another one of those teams it's like you just grabbed a bunch of people from previous teams. Not a bad thing because a lot of these players do have a lot of team chemistry, but it's basically a matter of will the chemistry be enough to help them win. Like we said before, we've seen players like Zilla play.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy. I don't know the great majority of them, so I'm not gonna say too much about them. Like it's just gonna be a surprise for me.
Being honest, I'm actually surprised they got predicted higher than Insane Crew because they only have like one or two players with CT experience. But then again, the upsets can appear, and maybe we don't know something that the community does.
That's true. I don't know.
I think that might be it for Redemption. Not too much to say when this roster is mainly composed of people that haven't been around for too long.
Yeah, definitely. And I apologize for this, but I don't really know many people in bottom div CTs. I'm really sorry, but I don't know many people. We're going to go ahead and move on to the second seeded. It's going to be Carrigens. So I'm going to find their roster. Actually, it's your team. You want to go ahead and talk about it?
Okay, so Ross, who's this? Oh, on the versions it says there's still Evan, but he's not playing for us. But yeah, Kevin, Bombs, myself, Frank, Neo, Zatalo, Nico, Chitor, Karen, Cora, Fred, yours, Brian, Aaron. Okay, so our bag is gonna be Aaron. Just putting that at first. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't wanna rate my own team. You guys can talk. I don't wanna sound cocky. Maybe
I don't know. I feel like you guys will do really good. I know this is a team that has had previous past experience, and it's basically the same players playing for this team the past couple of seasons. So they've had like 3 seasons of experience together. They're getting better like every war they play, basically. And we have people that I know are good, like you, for example. Zatlo's pretty good. I think Kion's getting better.
Kion's is getting quite bad. The thing is that Nico can only play at certain times. Maybe the thing is that as the majority of the roster is Italian. Maybe if there's too many Italian people in the lineup, maybe like you start speaking another language, and maybe the people that cannot speak it are not gonna understand. Stuff like that happens very often, which sometimes can be quite deadly if it starts like evolving too much. Way. But as like we've been playing for a longer time than the other teams in the division. I'm expecting us to do better than we usually do. But I'm not gonna say we're gonna win every division. Or that our player is gonna MVP. But I think it's fair enough to say that we'll get top 3 in the group.
I think Trator is actually insane as well, dude. That man has gotten so good. I remember when he played and like he wasn't that great, and now this man is like amazing.
Yeah, I guess that was for goals. Yeah, I mean, still, just saying, I'm not saying it's not good enough for D2 or D1, but especially for D3 is what I'm trying to mean.
I see. Do you have any opinion on this team, Monies?
I was going to say, like, you guys have been playing together for a long time, and it's always the same players, so you have the chemistry, the teamwork, and you also have the experience, so you're definitely going to get top 2 and maybe win the division.
Well, it's just trying to jinx it. Okay, man, I see.
Alright, I guess we'll move on to the last team, the team that was predicted first, Special K's. Right, since this is your team as well, I'll just let you ramble on about it. So.
Being fully honest, like, I don't know why you guys predicted it so high, because we lost all of our main players, like Act, British, and Victor. But we still have Noob, Elec, Erratic, Jay, Marvin, Alex, and myself, and Swift as well. And then we added Aruba and Erratic as our bagger. And honestly, I know we've been playing for a long time and we have a lot of experience, but then again,
go on.
Oh, okay. I think he cut out.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah. Anyway, the reason I predicted these guys first myself, and I mean, just from past seasons that I've seen, I figured they were going to get first. I mean, obviously there are some choices in this division that could definitely compete with them, like Carrigens. And honestly, more looking at Insane Crew more, like I feel like they could actually compete with these guys as well. I feel like Insane Crew, Carrigens, and Special K's would probably be the top 3. But yeah, I do think Special K's has potential to win.
But in the roster, I would especially pay attention to Marvin. Is actually that kind of player that is kind of doesn't make people talk about him, but then just comes out with a really good performance in the match when you need him. So I would put attention on him.
Marvin is good.
Yeah. But sometimes he's forgotten because maybe he doesn't play too often,
Marvin is not the only one forgotten in our team. We also have Alex that can make a lot of upsets, like he showed last season.
And isn't he a pretty decent bagger?
He is. He has been putting a lot of effort lately, so I feel comfortable having him going backwards instead of someone else.
That's good. You guys have a pretty decent roster. Like you get. And I know Mystic, like he's been practicing CTs as well. Like Mystic's pretty decent CTs. Never seen like some of the players, but like just from looking at half of your roster, like you guys can definitely pull through with a win.
Let's hope so.
Okay, we've taken enough time for this division. Spain, Monies, myself. What are your opinions on like who's gonna win the division? Who's gonna MVP?
For me, the more I look at this, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I think Insane Crew is actually gonna take this away. And the MVP will probably be Sal. It's just my personal opinion.
Okay, thank you. For me, like on the thread, I predicted a special Kazum first and Marvin to MVP. Like I said, it will put up points if he plays enough matches to like appear in the, But MVP is kind of like a secondary achievement, But still, it's quite cool to predict and everything. You get points. But yeah, special K first. Special K's, sorry, Marvin MVP.
I think like if either Special K's or Karajan are gonna win, but I can see Insane Crew pulling an upset and win the division. And MVP, I feel like either Marvin or Totor if he plays enough matches.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to Division 2. If you could put the graphic up. I've also been told to shout out my boy Camelot, aka Fiscarin, But yeah. Anyway, let me know when you hit me up with the graphic.
It did.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so for CT Division 2, we got Team 1373. We got Succeed or Perish, Top Cucks, Top.
Did you just realize?
Okay, we'll just keep it like that. We got Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur, Infinite, and Lord Dano. I'm Baz. Okay.
Okay, just to make it easier, Top Cox is flow to Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur is SY and CTs, and Lord, all of that is Clown Volley.
Alright. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing that we did before. We start from the bottom with Lord, Dano, I'm Baz. I'll let you guys start with the floor.
I mean, they do have pretty scary players like Monkays, Wally. I know he has played a lot. They have Luke, I believe, and Derek has a lot of CT experience. I'm actually surprised they got seated that low. I'm pretty sure
agree.
they also performed well last season, I believe, in D2.
I guess
agree.
they did kind of decent in D2 last season. I don't know if they lost or got any new players.
I'm pretty sure they kept the same roster.
Yeah, it should be about the same. I think maybe Smooth added to the roster. I have no idea. But yeah, even though there are few players on the register, of course it's a reliable group of people. That I don't think that even though there are few people, then I don't think they're gonna drop any matches. Any gambles like that. And,
I agree.
I know they're gonna go the all around thing strat on Suicide Wars where there's Barry trying they're gonna go all run in Suicide Wars and there's gonna be Barry that's just slagging the bottom spot, so even if they dodge it's gonna be as effective because they're gonna be forced to use shocks in how you say it, in not the spot you would use it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just looking at this team and their past experience, I don't think they'll get last. I really don't know why they were voted last. Derek is insane, man. And like you said before, they have people like Monkeys. And Psych is arguably one of the best trollers. So, like you said, if they do that all-run stuff, I guarantee Psych will pull through.
I don't know, I see why they would be predicted last, but at the same time, I don't really think they will get last. But I don't know. I think that there's better teams in the division, and I don't know if that all round thing really works. Maybe it can, maybe it cannot. It's just depending on who you face, depending on a bunch of stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see why they got predicted last, but they're not gonna. In my opinion, they won't get last.
I know the all-run thing, like you said, can take a toll on you, but I really, like you said, I don't think these guys will get last. I guess we'll go ahead and move on to Infinite, and their roster is kind of interesting, I'm going to be honest.
So many
But,
people. Oh my god.
yeah, Cynical, Ethan, I'm not going to even
Yeah,
say that
no,
name.
don't even say all of them. There's
I'm not
way too
going to
many.
say, all I'm
There's
going to say
way
is,
too many.
all I'm going to say is Victor's going to, score 100 every match. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know, Victor City, like, of course, he is good. I'm not expecting him to, like, MVP the division and do anything crazy, but I think he will be in the main lineup. The player you want to look, in my opinion, in that team is Sapphire. But, yeah, I guess Victor King, I don't know if King's going to be in their lineup. I guess he is, because, like, he was playing for Gun in the past season, but every time Gun maybe didn't do so well, maybe they dropped, so you kind of forget about King. I have no idea if he's gonna play in the main lineup. I also don't know if Barry's gonna bag. I imagine he will.
Oh,
Barry is running.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
One thing I do like about this team is that this is a team that's been alive for several seasons, and they've arguably gotten better. So obviously they do have a lot of chemistry, and it's the same players playing with the same people. So
they also have added British and Mark to their roster, and I've played with British.
What I was gonna say.
British is a solid runner and a good bagger / stroller when they need. And Mark, I believe when he played with Gamp a few seasons ago, he actually performed really well. And if he puts effort, he can easily MVP. Not MVP, but like carry.
Ethan too, like, of course with CT tracks list spin, I think you don't need to be an all-round CT player. You just need to practice the tracks that you're gonna play that week. And Ethan having like good lines, being a pretty decent time trial, even if he doesn't have crazy times, he learns tracks really quickly. Is good in general. I don't know if he's gonna be that active with the team, but if he is another player you wanna be scared of.
Oh, definitely. Because
they also have. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna mention they also have X-Blaze that has performed really well with them the past few seasons, but he's also a gamble because I believe he doesn't like. So it depends on which LU they can put it to work. They either do really well or really bad.
They have many subs is what their roster is looking like. It's not gonna be they need this certain lineup to do well. I think there's many players are very much interchangeable, which is pretty good to have.
I
in
agree.
A team to have many subs.
One thing I do want to note is and a lot of people may not feel the same way, but they have Trashy, and he is actually an okay bagger. He bagged for RS and EL and did really good. I feel like if he's bagging here, he could definitely pull shocks, and I feel like this is one of these teams where if they could just play the other bagger, they'll definitely do really good because they already have runners that are good. If they have mid-pack players that are good, like these guys will definitely do well, I think.
I guess we can move on then to Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur, aka SY.
Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur. That is an excellent name. Alright, so in Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur, we have, like you said before, basically SY. All good players from what I see. I don't know if Act's bagging or not. I know that
I wouldn't say that. It's pretty damn decent on CT.
That's true. I know for a fact they have people like Jax, and Jax is one of those players that whenever he started out, he was average, but this man is insane now. Like this guy is probably one of the.
He will like play 2 matches in the entire division and score like 130 or 155, like something like that.
No, but yeah, Jax is really good now. I think Mirabito has been practicing CTs as well, and he can definitely put up some points as well.
Wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. Luna was like one of the main gun players when they first started playing. Everyone was so hyped about Luna and Beckett doing so good in CT3. I have no idea about him now. I haven't seen him playing CTWR. I don't think. So I don't know about Luna, but of course, like the more you like having more players is there's no bad part about it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like they have like really strong players, but I feel like there could be like chemistry issues because as I believe SY last season that they played, they ended up dropping, and if they don't keep
I mean,
the
it was
chemistry strong,
it was a quite different roster. If you mean the in RTWO.
it was a different roster, but with the same core players. Like
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I think that I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, just whatever. Go
yeah,
on.
I do feel like they're gonna pull some upsets, and Jax if he puts a lot of effort, he's definitely gonna carry this team and possibly MVP this division.
The question is, are they gonna take it seriously? Are they gonna practice all the tracks as much as the other teams are going to? This is what maybe put him in last in my predictions on the thread, but you never know. Like, just assume you can't really know if you're not in close touch with the team.
If they,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say if they do put a lot of effort, they're definitely gonna pull through. But
All right.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but it's kind of works like that with every team. You can't really say that every time. You know, you really need to look at the players. They kind of give a judgment. You know.
I agree with you.
Um, we're still on Mark, Pat, Joe, Bill, Dinosaur, right?
Yeah, we are, but
Yeah.
we're just about to move on to Flow 2, or
Yeah,
aka
yeah, we'll just
Cox.
we'll just call him Flow second team.
Flow
from
second, Flow 2.
Flow second team. All right, so I'm gonna look at the top C's roster quickly. The top C's, and like we said before, it's basically Flow on CTs. They have a lot of people that, once again, have improved quite a bit. I see people like Insane that I know will do really well, and I know will score like 100 plus every war. Same with Starstrike. But they also have some new people that I've never seen play CTs before, like Ronak and Solo. I have no clue if they've ever played CTs before.
But still, Nash was. I think he was like in the one of the main Final Stand players when Final Stand was like the one team that was gonna win every. It was gonna win D1 every season. Starstrike, very active player. You know, he's pretty good runner. Rome, I don't know if he's really gonna play. Mercury, he played with Daisy a couple of seasons, so I guess he would be in the starting lineup.
Oh, probably. I would assume he'd be the bagger, actually, and he's a really good one.
Yeah, so that's a plus to keep in mind. There probably is like Bronak, Solo, Zagler, Yui, all of I don't know about Zane, but all of these people probably won't even have time to practice CT. So if they don't have the perfect five every time, they're probably gonna have that 1/4 that is maybe gonna have to rely on memory and just like trying to remember the tracks wherever you go. It's not gonna be that good.
Oh, definitely. 100%, because if, like, you're right, if they don't use the perfect five, like, let's say they have to sub in someone like Ronak. Like, I've never seen this man play CTs before. I mean, he could upset, like, there could be a huge upset, and Ronak could score 100 plus, but I mean, if they have to sub in a player that has never played CTs before, that could definitely decrease their chances of winning.
Yeah, and at the same time, now it's tracklist being a thing, and people like Ronak, Solo, Zaglin not really being active in weekdays. You're not gonna have too much time to practice on the tracks as much as maybe other teams will do. More active teams like Susuda, Purge, Infinite, and teams that are more active. I think that like if if you had to choose the most active team in this division, probably would be them. And with the track list being a thing again, it's a pretty it's a thing you don't really want to have.
Definitely.
Honestly, I feel like the opposite. Because of the random track list, they can pull a really big upset because they're really experienced rec players, and since they know what tracks are going to get picked every week, if they get to practice, they can actually cause a lot of upsets.
If they have time to practice, like I've never seen Solo playing weekdays. I've never seen Ronak play weekdays. I've seen Zagler playing weekdays some months ago. I have no idea where he is now. I've never seen Yuri playing on weekdays. Maybe he did, But it's kind of like the problem of pulling the perfect lineup every single week. If they do, they will probably even 10-0. Their lineup is looking really strong. Again, Nash, Southstrike. But yeah, it's probably not going to be like that every single week.
And I do agree with Money's on the track list thing because week 1 was randomized and one of the tracks was Canyon Run, and obviously they're going to vote to protect that track. So
wait, let me check if they did. Hold on a second. Did they? They did, of course. But
moving on to the next team.
yeah, we talk about them for long enough. Moving on, Succeeder Perish. Okay, their lineup. Is it this? Wait, no, never mind. Hold on a second. Okay, here it is. Sky9, Casper, Torpedo, Arvo, Pascal, Noda, Paul, Nicholas, British. Is there anyone else? I think there must be someone else. Is that it? Wow. Still though, the great majority of these people were in sub silver last season, which got really close to winning the division. If only the registry drama KP didn't happen, But they got really close to winning the division, and having the same players again, I think they have very high chances of repeating that. But I have no idea. I think that there might be some players missing on the registry.
Yeah, there's a lot of players missing on the registry. Because I think Crafter's crew is now SOP. So they have players like, I don't know how to say it. I'm just gonna say Deja, I think.
There's Dazeya, Desire. I've never understood. Probably Dazeya.
But he's really good.
Okay. So yeah, they have also Crafter's crew. Not probably every single one of them. I think one of them kind of dropped because they didn't like the track list format. So I think some of them are not gonna play. But Dazeya I think is gonna play. Sawyer I think is gonna play. Dara Barrier is pretty sure he's gonna play.
Yeah,
okay. Now it looks much better than it used to. Okay, now it makes much more sense.
Yeah, because it's Crafter's crew and SOP together. Pretty sure.
I was gonna say that I expect this team to win because they have been around for a long time and they have really strong individual players and their teamwork and chemistry is on top. Like I'll actually be disappointed if they don't win the banner this season.
On the third, I predict them to win as well. Even though we're gonna get into it very soon. Team 1373, I do have really strong players, but I don't know. I just think Sop is looking like that one team that is gonna dominate the division somehow.
Oh, definitely. And like you said before, Sop's chemistry is on point. And they almost won the previous seasons.
They also now have new players from their former gold team. It's looking really good for them. Is what I can say.
These guys definitely should make it into playoffs. There's no way they won't. And these guys definitely have potential to win.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I believe there's no playoffs for a 6-team division.
Oh,
yeah,
there's not?
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway. Anything else about SOP or?
No, I think that's enough. In my opinion, they are going to win the division, which kind of spoils it for later. But yeah, they're looking really strong for me.
And, all right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the last team. That was predicted the first seed. It's team 1373.
Oh, what you can say about this team.
I know they have Myth, and I know they have David Backey. They're both really good CT players, but they also have a lot of players that...
They have Kilo. Don't forget.
Kilo is actually pretty good, too. He's gotten a lot better. These guys, I think... The only problem I see with this team is I feel like it's just, once again, it's players from many teams from past seasons, so the chemistry may not be the best, but I do like they have a lot of good players. They have probably the best players in the division. It's just a matter of, can these players play well together?
Don't forget Spec running, Zach trolling. Don't forget these people. But at the same time, I think they will be the most consistent team in the division. But somehow they're gonna struggle to win head-to-head matches versus top teams in the division like SOP, which is for me is the only thing that's putting them below SOP.
Oh, I agree. Like I said, I feel like this is the only team that's really below SOP. Like, I feel like, and this isn't to bash any team in this division, but I feel like SOP is like way above the skill level of this division. That's just my opinion.
Anything to say, Monies?
I was going to say they do have strong, as you mentioned before, they do have really strong individual players, but personally, I think like they're getting a little bit overrated because indeed Myth is a really good player, but a one player doesn't carry a team.
I agree.
Unless if they go trolling as much as possible, I don't see them winning the division.
Yeah, at the same time, like, you have Zach trolling, which of course is pretty damn good. But at the same time, you're not gonna let good players like Emil abuse their lines. Of course, like it's what he's mainly known for.
Exactly, because like he can, when he's in the front, he can definitely run. But if he's in the pack, I'm not really sure like he's the best pack player either.
Yeah, also playing Daisy, of course, when you've been playing with Daisy for really long, you know how to manage bumps. But yeah, still.
And now that you mention about Zach and Emil, it's a really interesting combo because Emil is a really strong runner, but what I've seen is not really good at avoiding trolling.
Exactly.
So if they go trolling, they do have the advantage of Zach, but they also risk Myth getting targeted a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Like this, I agree. This is gonna be like one of those very interesting teams because like I don't see them doing bad, but a lot of their players are not good with trolling. Like, and if that's their main way of playing is Spec trolling because he's a good troller, it may backfire on him. Actually, I'm not sure.
Spec is definitely gonna run. He was a contender for MVP last season. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I see.
But yeah, I think that should be enough for the division.
I guess we'll go ahead and predict and say our MVP predictions.
Okay, SOP winning the Zaya MVP, even though I think some of the transfers from the other SOP team are getting denied. I have no idea if he's playing with them. So if not, the Zaya is probably gonna not Myth. I don't think he's gonna play enough matches. The Zaya, maybe Pascal. I'm still gonna go for the Zaya. I have no idea if his transfers are allowed or not. But yeah, I'm going for him.
I'm gonna go for SOP, and I'm gonna go for Dezea as well. I feel like, I'm gonna go for Dezea. He's really good.
I also agree that SOP is definitely gonna win. Either 1373 or sorry, let me just give me 2 seconds. 1373 or ZY2 might get an upset and win the division, but I either see Dazea or Pascal MVP the division if you keep or Jax. I actually forgot about Jax.
Jax, dude, that's the problem. There's so many people that it could be. Pascal is actually really good now, and so is Jax. But I'm gonna keep my Dazea.
All right, are we ready to move on to CTD1?
CTD1. Alright, so we're going to be moving on to CTD1 here. And the teams we do have are Leops's team.
Yeah, how do you even say that? How do you
don't know. Maximum Likelihood, Elite Jamers, ZJ's Gambling Hub, and Battle Cry.
Yeah, just to point that out, there's only 5 teams in this division. If it wasn't like if you couldn't see the screen.
Yeah. I guess we'll start with the Battle Cry. I don't really want to sound cocky, but I feel like there are a lot of teams in this division that we can compete with. That doesn't mean we'll win them, but I feel like we can stand a bit of a chance. We have a lot of players that I feel have improved quite a bit, like Articuno, Sirius. Also, our star player, Bede, will definitely pop off in this division. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about my team because, like, I don't want to sound cocky, you know.
Yeah, that's even what I said. But you know, even though there's some good players, some good scorers, some good runners, it's D1. Is it gonna be enough? In my opinion, it's not. Yeah, not too much to say about it. I don't think that. Sorry, but I don't think you have too many chances of getting any other players.
It's all good. It's all good.
I do see you guys winning a decent amount of matches because you do have a really strong individual players and a really strong chemistry because you guys been around for over 6 seasons, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, you have been playing since there were only 2 CT divisions, I believe.
Yeah, since like season 9, yeah.
So yeah, I definitely see you guys winning a decent amount of matches, but I don't see you guys winning the division. Possibly getting top 3, but above that, I don't think you can make it.
That's your opinion. So, and like I agree with you. Like we've been playing for quite a while, and we could definitely put up some wins. But I don't see us like I would say 3rd at best, like probably 3rd place at best. Because the top 2 teams like are way too strong for us. Like as you guys even see on the rating, like those 2 teams are neck and neck with each other, and all of us are like 3rd, 4th, and 5th are like 3 point and plus. So nothing much more to say about my team except I'll probably MVP. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's go to ZJ's Gambling Hub.
Flow 1. Yeah, I think same in the Russes new edition. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they do have Sane actually now.
Klein, I think, being in the main lineup. Matt, which one? Oh, that's like Matt. Flow Matt. Yeah. Who else would that be? Spot Baggin, Sean Berry again, Sane. They're looking quite strong. There's many people there really good using items. Yeah, in my opinion, they are looking better than Battle Cry. But again, it's CTD1. Is that enough to compete for the title? In my opinion, again, it isn't.
And like you said, like adding Sane does definitely give him a little bit of a boost, but I agree. Like, will it be enough? That's the main question. Will it be enough to win? Obviously, they do have people with amazing lines, like Sean Berry, probably one of the. I can't even say the sentence I don't want to say. Probably a person with some of the best lines that I've ever seen, but it just depends on like, will he get unlucky or like what's going to happen to him? Will he even play? That's the main question.
And again, chocolates being a thing, are these people active enough during weekdays to practice all the tracks? Even though in CTD1 you would imagine everyone to know every track, but I don't really know if everyone has like a good time trial on every single track that you're gonna play, which is quite needed. Of course, again, CTD1, you would expect people to be good at tracks, but like still activity practicing is still very much important with this new format. So yeah, maybe that's another thing that is probably putting them below other teams. But yeah, again, I agree with community prediction. I'm putting them fourth. I don't know.
Do you have anything to say, Monies?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I didn't realize I was muted. Sorry. I don't really have anything else to say. You guys pretty much said everything that I was thinking.
All right. I guess we'll
Fair
go ahead
enough.
and move on to the team that was seeded third. I was told to give Max a shout out with 2 X's. So anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to the third seeded team. I don't know where the roster is, but
the race is called Epic Gamers. I'll say it. Rookie Knight, Kids, Mace, Kayan, Shiroi, Thomas, Alex, Malone, Hikaru. Okay, basically, extend Dash, pretty much.
It's basically EA, right?
It is.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure.
Okay. Hikaru, I guess, has been around in top city divisions for long. Not really been in the mid lineup too often. Knight, former, French team, all of their names. You know what I'm talking about. I hope you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Rose. Tears been playing.
I'm
if
not sure.
If he transferred, I guess he is really somewhat active.
I also think they have a lot of players that are really good as well, but it's mainly a big activity thing as well.
Is
Alex,
that kind of the Japanese one?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Yeah, it is that show.
Yeah.
Isn't he still banned, or did he get banned?
Was he ever banned?
Yeah, that's the
Okay, are you talking about what's his name?
Japanese banned.
Oh yeah, true. Him. Yeah, he's banned for like 2 years, and he got banned like last summer.
Oh, he did?
All right.
Yeah, let's not really talk about that.
I was gonna say, like, if they had the same EALU, they would definitely like make top 2, even win the division. But like, Kain was one of the key players, so since they don't have them, like, they still have really strong players, and they have been playing for a while. Like, as you mentioned before, the Gross squad, and I definitely see them like pulling upsets, winning a lot of matches, and maybe get the title.
Oh, definitely.
Then there's also Malone, which is a pretty. I'm pretty sure. Again, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they've lost. What's his name? Mike.
Oh yeah, because I don't think Mike is playing this season, and if he is, it's for that Leops team.
Wait, did Mike even play for EA last season? Wasn't he playing for Soft Gold? I have no idea.
I think he was playing for Relapse. Also, Victor, stop spamming the chat, please. But I think he was playing with Relapse.
No, but not last season. Last season, Relapse wasn't playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't.
Yeah, but still, I think that they did have Mike in the past. So like, maybe even if it was last season, it's still like a loss.
Oh yeah, and I think he was in the clan for a while too.
Yeah,
but
I think they have really good individuals. They are gonna again agree with the community predicting and putting them in third. And yeah, as you said, many upsets. I think they're not gonna be very consistent, but they in my opinion, they will win some matches with the top teams in the group.
Oh, for sure. I can see them going like 604 or 703. Probably 604. I could see them going like 604.
Not 604 if there's 5 teams.
Oh, that's right. You know what I mean. Whatever. Around there. Something around there. One person I do want to say that doesn't get mentioned a lot anymore, but he is really good is Alex or Hedgehog, whatever you call him. He's been playing CTs since like CSL season 2 or season 1. And no, actually season 5.
Yeah, no, because it wasn't even a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Season 5. Sorry. So he's been playing CTs since forever, and I feel like he's one of the players that doesn't get recognized as much anymore, but he'll definitely put up some points. Same with Mace. Like I feel like Mace isn't as recognized as much anymore with all these new players and new teams getting better, but definitely for someone that'll put up points. Anything else?
It should be more than enough for Epic Gamers.
Epic Gamers. Move on to the team that's in second. Maximum likelihood.
Their roster is looking the same as all their last seasons. Every time you think some of them are going to do good, and every time they don't do so much. It's pretty much the Azmax show every time. But it is more than enough. Lord Azmax every time, man.
Azmac is really good. Picky is really good. I guarantee and they have Mike as well. If they have Picky, Azmat, and Mike, like those guys are deadly. Especially with a lot of the best teams that played last season dropped. Like those 3 will definitely put up a lot of points. Like those guys will be deadly this season. I know that Roast is really good. I don't know if he's bagging or not. It's either Roast or Capera. One of those guys is probably bagging.
I don't agree with you when you said it's going to be an Azmax show. Like, indeed, Azmax is a really strong player, but like, it was an Azmax show a few seasons ago. Like, all the male players have improved. Like Heisha, Picky, Roast. They're really strong runners now, and they're definitely like, if Azmax falls down, they're going to be up there to back him up. So I really see them like.
Still, have you seen last season? He averaged like 40 points, like per GP.
That's true, but like I agree that Azmac is still up there. Like, but I do agree that a lot of the other players are getting better too. Like,
I mean, of course. I'm not saying that the other players are like complete trash, but still, it's probably gonna be mainly Azmac, like usual.
I feel like Picky is arguably number 2. Or for ranking players now, I would say Picky is probably number 2 in that team. Once again, I still don't know who's bagging, so I don't know if it's a good bagger or not. I don't know, and that could also determine like if they win or not. Is the shot count? So
honestly, I feel like you and the entire community is sleeping a little bit on the other players aside from Azmac, and they're gonna regret, especially the D1 players that are playing. They're gonna regret sleeping on them because they're really strong players. I've been playing for them for a while, and I know like if Azmac is not there, they can easily back him up and drop points. But I wouldn't be surprised if they actually win 8-0, because they definitely have a better roster than the team that got seeded and got predicted first.
This is definitely a candidate for first. Then they could go 8-0, definitely.
Also, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my boy Noah that decided to transfer to free agent in CTs and left me pretty much screwed. Yeah.
That's not good.
Okay.
That's not good.
But yeah, I mean, again, of course, it's not like their players are really bad. But I feel it's gonna be once again Azmac scoring over 110 points at the very least every single match. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the division. But once again, like this community prediction is literally the same as mine, as my own. And so again, I agree with the community prediction and put them in second, which still is a pretty big achievement.
I guess we probably said a lot about Mal, so I'm going to move on to the team that has been seeded first in the division, what people have been calling the God Squad, Team Leops, I guess. Also, I've been told to give a shout out to my girl Caro as well. Anyway, let's move on to Team Leops, I guess.
I guess.
So, who do they have? They have a lot of Final Stand players. I know that.
Okay, so God team, yes and no. At the same time, like it's probably not the best roster I've ever seen, and it's probably like not the best player around in the entire community. Of course, like that would be dumb to even think of doing it. But at the same time, they are looking really, really, really strong.
Oh, I agree. And like I said, once again, these guys have players that have played CTs for seasons, like Shamron, Solar, Flary, Ruby. Like if I could see these guys, like there's no lineup that they can't use that won't win a match. Like they could pretty much use any lineup and pretty much still win a match.
Yeah, any lineup they put up, it would still be very scary to play against.
I do agree that like they may have a little bit of trouble playing against Mal. Like I said, because Mal does have like really good players, and they've all been getting better. Same squad for the past 50 million seasons, but I'm gonna have to go with the community on this, and I'm sorry, Monies. I think Team Leops is a little bit better than Mal. They have really scary players, in my opinion. I believe Roy is bagging.
I guess. Sure. Even though I saw him running recently in a few wars, but you know, in WL I wouldn't really like risk that, you know.
True. I know they have a lot of players like Sharon, Nero, gotten pretty good at CTs. But like we said,
there's no way you're gonna bench Flary. There's no way you're gonna
bench Leops. Yeah, like Leops, Flary, Solar. I guarantee those people will be in the main lineup. I guarantee.
Probably not Solar. I wouldn't underestimate Nico because like of course he was mainly known for bagging until like season 12. But like he's been running D1 and Brex. He's been running. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think he ran for the D1 teams and CTs as well. I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because he's played in D1 CTs for Wallywogs, and I thought he ran, didn't he?
Yeah, where they had. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Or D2 maybe, but still, it was like one of them top scorers every time. Yeah, the Nico again probably gonna be in the main lineup actually, as well for being like one of the most active of all of them. And sometimes you just wanna choose the lineup that you're more comfortable with, rather than just a lineup of just all your best players, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Or like your most rated players, you know.
Do you have any opinions on this team, Monies?
I'm going to say like they do have a really terrifying alley, a mix of relapse and final stand, and really strong individual runs. They can literally just like randomize the lineup, and they're still gonna win matches. But I still feel like maximum likelihood still has the up head, and they're gonna win the division. And this team is definitely gonna get second.
No, I mean, I know I can see why you feel like that because, like you said, maximum likelihood does have a lot of players that people are sleeping on. I guess if we don't have anything else to say, we can predict the MVP and the winner. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Again, team winner for the division, and MVP. For me, Team Leops winning. And I'm an idiot. Wait a second. You go first, Pay. I just forgot.
For me, it's gonna be Team Leops, and as always, Flary for the MVP. That man's gotta get a banner. Let's go. Hashtag Flary in the chat, please. Hashtag Larry.
I'm listening to man.
Wait. Okay, so on the thread, I had oh, of course. How did I even forget Asmact, MVP, Lord Asmact. Probably gonna reach again like 40 points average per GP once again. Like, yeah, I don't even know why I had to look up for the thread once again. Like there was like you cannot even think twice. There's no need to think many times about it. Asmac definitely MVP by a pretty good distance as well.
Alright, I think alright, and who would you say, Monies?
Winning wise, I'll give it to team wise. I'll give it to maximum likelihood. And MVP, I would say Asmac, but if Asmac does fall down because he has like a really strong teammates, I really don't know who's gonna MVP because there's a lot of top tier D1 players there that it's really hard to know who's gonna MVP aside from Asmac.
Yeah, I agree. Last shout out I was told to give is to my boy Lucas. With that, we're gonna go ahead and close the CT divisions. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we'll start their RT divisions here in a few minutes. So anyway, this is me signing off. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Alex. And see ya.
Okay, so I've been asked to do the introduction again. So, few people. Hello, my name is Stunky. I'm on the mic for 5 seconds. Feel free to enjoy. I would show the chat, but right now there's a lovely conversation about someone having some form of sexual intercourse. So, let's not talk about what Joss or anyone else is having pleasured. Oh no! Now the chat is literally just the name Stunky. So we'll go with that. We will have Charge and Owen doing the lower divisions for regular tracks. Thanks for everyone who has stuck by or now just joined us that we've tagged and made people aware. But good luck to them, and it's going to be the exact same format. So, yeah.
Alright, hello. And good evening to everyone watching this stream. My name is Charge, and I'm commentating this with Owen right here.
Hello.
And first of all, we're gonna start with D5, and we're gonna go from the bottom team to the top predicted team, and we're just gonna give our thoughts about the teams and talk about them a little bit.
Alright, so starting off in D5, we have Insane. I think that's how you pronounce this, isn't it? Charge?
Yeah, it's Insane. It's actually a German name, but yeah, no one really understands it.
In Leroy Sané, that's how I'm going to come up with it. Clap Madams, Resurrection 2, Blue Thunder, Turtle Team, and Cloud9. So we're going to be starting off with Cloud9, whose roster consists of Demise, Charlie G, Mitt, Dino, Nani, Jeffy, Taco, Emlyn, and Zen. And D5, I don't really know too much about these. I recognize the name Dino. Is that the Dino from Flow?
Oh, no, it's...
No. Yeah, I was thinking, like, surely not. And
No,
the
it's in
Demise
your
is
brain.
shot the Demise of all the all. Okay, good. I'm on the right track with how I'm thinking.
Yeah, like, yeah, all I can say is, like, if you look at the roster, the names Nani, Charlie, and Emblem are the ones striking your eye, and what I could say about them is, like, Emblem is probably going to be their strongest runner, but I have noticed many people saying about him that he is a pretty toxic player. I didn't encounter it myself yet, but, like, if he has a good behavior between the wars, I think he might lead his team to winning a few matches, even though Cloud9 has been predicted as the last, as you can see. But yeah, and then I also see Nani, who has played for Golden Haze last season. He could also be one of their best runners. He is a younger player. But like, I have seen Nani MVPing some Scrim Wars and some Mogies. And the final guy who I wanted to praise as an MVP of the team is Charlie G. He's a pretty good time trialer. I think he held a few 200cc world records as far as I remember. And yeah, like, if his lines can convince the other teams, he will most likely be one of the best players of his team, if not even the best player.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I not really have too much of an idea of the players or this whole team in itself, but I do recognize the name as Emblem, Charlie G, and yeah, they would need players like those to show up every week if they're going to have a chance of challenging the top half of this division. But if they're struggling, they're going to struggle themselves as a team. I don't know who would be bagging from Cloud9 when it comes to that.
Yeah, I've talked to Amanda about the bagger, and it's most likely going to be Dino for them. And he said Dino is an average bagger, but like for D5 you don't need much common sense to bag.
Yeah, just try back, wait till another team gets the bill, and then there you go. Just don't get the shopping line, you're set. But there's not too much to really say about them, but they just need the players like Emlyn, Nani, and Charlie G to show up weekly, and then you never know, anything can happen on the day. Because they'll be looking at wars, and week 1, let me go to Division 5. I should have probably done this. See who they were playing. Week 1. Turtle Team. So they're playing Turtle Team in week 1. So that's a pretty big match for them as well. Because as we see, Turtle Team are predicted to be the second last team. So they'd be looking at that and saying, well, if we can beat these, maybe we can see where we're at compared to the bottom team in this division. But obviously, if they go and lose heavily, then they might be in for a hard time.
Yeah, just looking at the registry, I can see why most people voted them for the bottom team in the division, and I also have voted them, I think, as the last team in the division. But they might pull off some good wars, and especially against T7 Turtle Team, it will be important to get the win, just to show that they can be strong players and that they can get some good positions in D5.
Alright, so speaking of Turtle Team, let's move on to them right now. And their roster consists of Sierra, Bop, Leon, Season, 2S, Majestic, Starboy, Dan, Joey, Shiga, Walrus, Aaron, Stunky, Scott, and Callum. So I do recognize some of the names there, like obviously Stunky's there. Would you be bagging Stunky or running? That's his opinion on bagging, yeah. So I was with him here. Scott, I recognise he could be a potential power player. Callum, maybe if he could turn up in the lower division, he's off call. But I don't think Callum plays really, doesn't he? I haven't heard his name in age. Walrus and Shia, they're decent enough players, I guess. Like they're all right for that division. Well, maybe. It's just they're probably a little bit on the weak side compared to the stronger teams in the division, like the Insanes, the Cloth Madams. So, but they can definitely cause a bit of problem solve to the likes of RS2 and Blue Thunder, maybe.
Yeah, but looking at the roster itself, I can actually see Cloud9 winning against them, because like T7 has Callum as probably their best runner. But like we just said, we don't even know if Callum really plays the game anymore. And and they also have Scott Barnes, who has had some good scores in EL Season 2 in D5 it was. But other than them, I only see like Leon, I don't know how to pronounce him, as one of their good runners. So I could actually see Cloud9 winning against them this week.
Could happen, yeah. And like another thing with Scott though is like he does have these weeks where he can drop like a 114 or a 120. I've seen him do that in the lower divisions in WL before. But there's also weeks where he just goes and scores 50 or 60. He needs to be the kind of player that scores 114 consistently for Turtle Team to have a chance as well, especially with Callum probably not being there. I haven't heard anything about him, but Walrus, right. Walrus kind of is like being thereabouts in race again. I've seen him score decent, I'm pretty sure, before in the past. Shaga's had experience in WL, so it's not like they're and Stunky as well. I don't know how much Stunky you're going to play, but they have experience in WL, which could be important.
Yeah, but the leader of the team, Joey, I don't know, is this his first season?
I think this will be Joey's first season, but it's not like he's got together a team of random players. He's got players who have played with each other in the past, so chemistry could be a good thing for them. So they have advantages for where they could be a success, with just the running powers where they're going to be struggling to compared to the top teams in this division.
Yeah, I agree with your terms of view. But like, if you could give a prediction, what would you say against between Cloud9 and T7? Who is the team that has like the upper hand?
On the day, I'd say Cloud9, but T7 could win against them if things aren't going well on the Cloud9 side of things. It's just if Cloud9 mentality isn't on points, then they're going to struggle against T7. But if they're all focused up and fine, they probably should win this, but don't rule 3-7 out.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
So,
is there anything else you can add to these two teams, or should we just move on to Blue Thunder?
I think that's all I have.
Right.
And Rentarar has quite the roster that he's got together for the Blue Thunder team. So well done, Kanto. He has got Mari, Anthas, Matsu, Mr. Safi, CTB, Ivan, Royoya, Link, Theo, Monk, Ice, Maya, Lua, Fatal, Char, Kevin BG207, Renterar, Kevin, Remy, Wind, Brawley, Matt, Chilo. Oh no, never mind. Ignore Matt and Chilo. They're not part of them. And Brawley. And Wind. Yeah, the blue wahoos. Oh my god, I was looking at the blues. That does not go well. Remy's the last one for the Blue Thunder team. Or no, the 66 is the last one, but that's obviously an unregistered player. Right. Anyway, it's quite the roster they have there going.
Yeah, just looking at the roster, I see one player who is a contender for the division MVP. I think you're seeing him as well. It's MK, aka Monkey.
Yeah, Monk. Like Monk can be a strong player. Yeah, he's one that they're really looking at to bring the points for them. Lua as well. Fatal can do a solid job. Ice. I don't know why he's like Theo. Is he? I feel like I've heard that name. Yeah, I know he's a friend of ours, but I don't know if I've heard his name. I feel like I have in the past.
Yeah, he played for DD last season in EL D5, and I think he even MVP'd the division, if I recall correctly.
So yeah, no, and the fact that he's able to MVP a lower division shows that he has the running power, and he has the ability to score high consistently in a lower division, which is what these kind of teams will need, especially if it's going to be really tight between those kind of teams. Because as we've seen in the prediction, other than Insane, like RS2 and Clash Madame, there isn't too much in it. Might seem like a lot, but there isn't going to be too much in between them. But it's going to be running power that separates the teams, and having Monk and Theo, if Theo is going to be able to consistently power through with points, that could be a decent thing. But they're just going to have to, again, they're going to have to just rely on them. And talk of Link bagging as well for Blue Thunder.
Wait, I thought like Kanto.
Kanto can bag as well, but we'll see how much he's going to put himself into the lineup. Link has ran before, hasn't he? As well, he's done okay. So
I think he ran for VB2 last season.
Yeah, and 2 seasons ago, I think he was around.
But like as far as I can see,
no, he was with Infinite. Yeah, he would have been with Infinite that time.
Yeah, but most of these players are Japanese and or Australians, so I think they might have some problems getting 5 every week and playing with the same consistent roster. But if you disregard that fact, I think I would even place Blue Thunder over RS2 in terms of skill, raw skill.
Yeah, fair enough. I haven't really seen the RS2 roster, but I kind of will take a bit of it, more of a thought on that once I see it. But when you have a potential division MVP and Monkey in your roster, that's a game changer. Doesn't matter what team you are. When you have a potential division MVP in there, it could really change the game for you. But he needs the support up there. You can't win a war on your own or score 120 on your own, because eventually you can run for a race or two, but eventually you'll get overrun, and coming through the pack can be a nightmare sometimes. Especially when you're surrounded by teams being like top 2 at the top. Getting through that top 2 is a difficult job in itself if you don't have the shrooms or something like that to take shortcuts and then be able to block any reds coming for you, or the other team could be pulled in blue as well. So he does need the support up there.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
So I think that's all I've got to say for Blue Thunder, and I don't know if you have anything else to add yourself.
I could maybe add that they have Mia, who is a Japanese wheeler, and he is such an underrated player. But I think...
Mia is a good player. I've seen him in the past. Is he? He's not on registry, is he?
He is on there, I think.
I think I'd say his name, but if he's there, he can be a solid option as well. But
yeah, he might be able to MVP the division if he really plays every week.
Yeah, so
Because I've seen him score like very big points in Scrim Wars or like or even Mogies.
so
But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Blue Thunder.
Alright, so we can move on to Resurrection 2 now, whose roster consists of Burke22, Mark, Falling. Burke22 is there twice. I don't know if that's a thing for the Stunky and the registration admins to sort out, but it's there. Alpha, Tundra, X, Lumix, X, Facade, Dry, Foggy, Danny.
Fogel, it's Fogel.
Foggy, okay. Danny, Cloud, Zach, and Alex. Oh.
I could say quite a bit about RS2 because I've just seen them playing. IS2 and RS2 have played their week 1 match already. And I don't know if I should spoiler or not, but I'm going to spoiler, so turn off your headphones if you don't want to hear it.
B5.
Yeah, because the first match ended in IS2 winning with +8. And like RS2 gave a really good match against them, and they should of course not be underrated with players like Fogel, who played in D4 last season, Danny, who played in D4, Lumi, who I think even MVP'd the war, but they also have some new players like Burke22. I have never heard something of Facade, to be honest. Like if they can pull their main lineup every single week, they might get like 3rd or 4th in the division, but from what I can see, the top 2 spots should be secured by IS2 and Clapped. But yeah, RS2 has some strong players, Danny and Vogel, the German duo. And I saw Mark begging for them. He is known as Powerful Yeet in the community, I think. That was his name. And he outbagged David pretty much, so yeah, he might get some good cheesy shocks in D5.
Yeah, fair enough. I've not much to add, but yeah, they're going to be a bit of a challenge, especially when they're able to challenge Insane, who have, quite, as you see, quite confidently predicted to be winning this division quite comfortably. So yeah, that definitely, we'll see how they're like this week when they're taking on, where is Blue Thunder 2 or Resurrection 2, they're taking on the Clap Madame, so they're taking on the top 2 predicted, so they'll have a good idea to where they are at, and they shouldn't be too disheartened by this -8 defeat to Insane. But look, it's hard to see how they get on. Then they're definitely going to be up there.
But like, I've never heard something about players like Cloud or Alpha Tundra or Falling. I don't know, maybe they could be.
I think Cloud is Cloud.
Cloud? Oh, with T.
Yeah, Cloud would be Cloud, I think. I don't know. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the name he goes under in the registry.
Yeah,
I'm probably wrong, but
they could go like 604, 703 even, but more will be pretty difficult. But I think the team chemistry is pretty way up there in RS2.
Yep, definitely. So we're going to move on to the team that's been predicted to finish 2nd in the division. That's the Clapped Madames, and their roster consists of Sasuke, Cyber, Keiki-san, Nak, Nathan, some Japanese letters, 331, Spoofy, Maddie, Xavier, Miles, Leo, and Reese. So yeah, that's kind of chemistry built roster out there. A good bunch of friends that I'm pretty sure. It'll be Japanese letters. That doesn't get through my head.
I don't know. I could give
Google
put it
Translator.
into Google Translator. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, stop stealing my ideas. Yeah, but definitely these guys have. Well, they're definitely going to be up there.
I know who it is. It's Inami Mahiro, aka
Killer Bee.
Killer Bee.
What a legend. God, I remember Killer Bee. I haven't seen that guy in ages. Killer Bee.
God. It's him, the real Killer Bee. Well, from what I can see, Leo will pretty much be their best player, also alongside with Freak31 and Inami Mahiro, of course. But I really see the rest of them struggling in keeping up with the rest of the division. To be honest, like, if Leo is not there, they will have a hard time winning matches, I think. That's all I can say about Clapped.
It's not just Leo. Like Free 31 could do a bit of work as well. Like I feel like Freak's a solid player, especially in this low division. He's capable of scoring like 100 plus consistently against the teams in this division. So they're not like they're completely down on the running power as well. Xavier would be bagging for them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So they
Xavier's
have a bagger who knows what he's doing. Miles, does he run? It's kind of like
Miles. Yeah, I think he's running, but he can
Yeah,
also
Miles.
bag.
Yeah, Miles can bag as well, but yeah, it's good. They need Leo to show up. He's pretty powerful in this division. 331 as well.
Yeah.
Maddie, I don't think we'll be playing much. I don't know about Maddie. Really?
Is it Ice Cold Empire?
I think so. I don't know which Maddie this is. Just trying to come up with things in my head. I got a time.
Yeah, but what you can say is Xavier is easily the best bagger in this division.
Clapham Adams, whatever. Yeah, Xavier. Come on, Xavier. My boy. My man. He's going to hack every shot in lines. Clapham Adams will win the division because of that. Come on, Xavier.
Go, Xavier.
There's not much I can say about them. Is that the influence of Leo and Freak will be really big. Nathan, I don't know too much about him.
Wait, is it Nathan with Futile? I think was his old name. Futile.
No, I think he's with Moonblast.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't know too much about him. And then Killer B is a legend. He's gonna come play and just carry his team to winning. Well, Killer B. So, yeah, there's not too much more I can add to them.
Go Killer B. Yeah, I think that's it for Clapped.
Well, good Clapham Adams. I'm sorry for botching your name, but I need to find Insane now. Leroy and
Oh yeah, I have the registry.
Sorry, I have them now. So,
Insane.
in Leroy Sané consists of a roster of Maurice, Hatake, Mirimeg, Robot, X, Fade, Durin, Clone, Thunder, Pascal, Storm, Biku, Ardit, Poyet, David.
Yeah, it's actually David with 2 eyes.
David.
Yeah, David.
What a man.
But like, I could talk a lot about this team because I know every single one of them.
Go on, you know
I'll
you
try
want
to keep
to.
it short. Yeah, I want to.
You know you want to.
While we are at it, I want to give a shout out to the IS crew watching right here. Kiralte, David, Pascal.
Don't shout them out, just talk about your team.
But yeah, I'm gonna talk about the team now. The first guy on the registry, Maurice, he is Platinum Lounge right now. He is predicted as a division MVP by many people. But the thing with him is he is pretty semi-active right now. So we don't know how many matches he will play, but I can easily see him being probably one of the best players in the division. And Hatake, who is an underrated player. And I think he broke 100 today against RS2. And he is like running wise a beast if no items hit him. So he is probably even gonna be in the main lineup, even though nobody really knows him in the community. Then moving on to Mirimeg, he is a kind of newish player, and let's say he can do some shortcuts like the BCV glitch. He's pretty consistent at it, but he lacks some experience runner wise, of course. Then Robot is just registered as a sub. He's not going to really play. Same with X-Fade. Jiren is the secondary bagger of them. If like in case David doesn't pull any shocks or doesn't really want to play or anything like that, just like every week. Yeah, moving on to Clone. He has played the game since 2012. He quit when Wiimmfi shut down 2014 alongside with me. I know him pretty well, and like he's pretty inactive right now, but if he would get back into the game, even though just like Hatake no one knows him, he could be MVPing the division. I easily see him doing so. Then moving on to Thunder 1721, the kid who is in the Troy streams all the time.
Well, no, go on, Thunder.
Well, Thunder is running-wise pretty good. He played Season 12 with Team Nightmare and Fifth Avenue. And I think he had an average over 30, so he should be overkill for this division. And also same with Pascal, he just MVP'd the war. They played against RS2, he scored 114, and like literally half of MK boards predicted him as MVP of the division, and I'm gonna give my MVP pick to him as well right here.
Boy.
And
Yeah,
we have Storm, who has played with IS1 last season. He's a wheeler. He can hold up with high division pretty well. And yeah, Miku is just registered to be a sub, just like Robin and X-Fade. Ardit is a good German player, but he's probably not going to be in main lineup, even though he can score consistently. And moving on to Puya, there has been many debates of him cheating or anything like that because of that one clip on Parkway, I think. But like from what I can
Logan
tell
is
yeah, Logan.
I remember seeing that.
I can say he's legitimately one of the dominating players in the division, even though he only scored 40 against RS2. But everyone has bad matches. And yeah, the final guy is David. He's a good fan of mine. He's an okay bagger, probably even one of the best baggers in the division. He just has to practice a bit more. But yeah, that's all I can say to IS2, and I see you guys winning, boys.
Yeah, and I can see why they can win this division. I can see why they're pretty comprehensively picked to win this division because of, I don't know, just the sheer talent. I don't think this team should be in this division because of the amount of players they have, but they're here and they got to beat who's in front of them, and they've done that today. Even if it's by 8 points, a win's a win at the end of the day. Nobody not really cares as long as you get the W, but having players like Poya, Thunder, all that, I've lost all train thought. But having the kind of players that they have in this division, they should be winning it, and I see why they are picked to win it. And yeah, that's how much I can say. You've just said enough on them, and yeah, they are my pick to win this division in Leroy Sané. That's just my name for them now this season. Sorry, Charge.
Well, like looking at the predictions of the division itself, what do you agree with the community, or would you change something?
I'd say I agree with it. Maybe put Blue Thunder ahead of RS2, but I don't know. We'll see how Blue Thunder gets on against the top teams. But yeah, I mainly agree with it. It's just Cloud9 and the Turtle team. That prediction may be the only one I'd switch. But on the day, we'd see what Cloud9's going to be like in terms of how their lineup gets on weekly. But yeah, I mainly agree with this. Division MVP, though, that's the real question. It's going to be Pascal, you think?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Pascal's good showed. Poye, you have Monkey there as well. You have Leo as another options for the Clapham Adams. I'm getting the name right now from now on. Freak. If Freak's able to put together a few good weeks, maybe. Like, I know Freak has the ability if he's able to, but we'll see. It's going to be a good MVP battle in Division 5 this season.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So I think that's a wrapping up with Division 5, and we can now move on to Division 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we open the thing up. So I'm ready whenever you are to move on to Division 4.
I am ready. You can start.
Alright, in Division 4 we have Compt, Battleclyde Crips, Apocalypse True, Infinite, Succeeder Parish, and Team Young, who are predicted to be last in this division. And Team Young's roster consists of, when I find them on the registry, too many teams starting with the name Team. Get a bit of variety with you, come on. So Team Young's roster consists of Pietro, Ismay, FXDE, Goomer, hey, he's on Mario Kart Wii, my boy Goomer from Mario Kart Deluxe, Zorro, Jack, Pablo Emor, Shine, Basoski, Kuru, Kara, Royal, Fred, Glory, Joris, Vale, Ben Bryant, Simo, Nitro77, and Zam. So, if I'm looking at this roster, I say Insane's roster is stronger than Team Young, but like they've got some decent players in there like that can do all right in this division if they're given the chance to and given the support. Like Ben Bryant can pop off on his day if he's playing actively, which I don't know how much he plays really nowadays.
Hasn't he been in XF?
He's been in XF before, yeah, I know, and I don't know how much he's played though. Really, I haven't followed him too much. I don't know if anyone else can assist me on that.
I don't know as well. Like I've only seen him play a bit for Team Young, but I have seen him playing for Team Young, practicing.
Yeah, he might. Yeah.
Team Young is a team where I could say they could be pretty good in trolling. Like Selm is a good troller, I know. Fred can troll. Yeah.
Yeah, they've also got another player like Aaron Glory. He's got potential as well. He's got serious potential in this division if he's given the support and all. But if they're the only ones, Royal, I don't know which Royal. This is the French Royal.
I think it's the French one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the French Royal, because I just see the Gravity team. He was a decent player, wasn't he? I don't remember him too much.
I think he was in XF1 last season. We also played against him, and he did pretty decent in the division.
Yeah, he can do a good job in this division. Cora has been around. He's solid enough. So they got potential to upset teams, but I can see why they're predicted to be bottom of this division.
Yeah, I also agree.
So I think we can move on now to Succeeder Parish.
Alright, let's go. Let me pull up their roster.
So their roster consists of Ali King, Sawyer, Dazia, Thomas, Nicholas, Raptor, Epics, Dara, Online. Scrolling down. Online. Technical functions, and that's it. And one name really stands out from this roster, and it is the guy that is I Am Online.
Online,
he's pretty much going to be the hard carry in this team. Like they're going to need him to absolutely pop off. He MVP'd EL in Division 4. Was it Division 4 we were in with?
I think they were even in Division 3 with Plant.
Was it Division 3, Division 3, 5? It was one of those anyway. I don't even know what division I was in. I played like 2 matches. But yeah, he's going to be one player that they need to show up every week. But like Dara, like as a runner, he's come up with a 90 score, 80 scores like for last season in EL in his first proper season running. I've seen him score 90 as well, so he could do all right. And as long as he keeps improving, like Epics, I don't think I've heard too much about myself really.
Epics is a beggar as far as I know. Like he can run, but I think he's mainly begging.
I think Sawyer is a bagger as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Sawyer. But like you've got to say that Desea has Desea is the player who has a similar skill level to Online and who could like pop off easily in the division as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Raptor, I don't know what kind of mood Raptor's going to be in, but he could be okay as well. Raptor's here. He's in the top lineup. Well, I don't know how much he's going to play, or how much he's going to drink in between matches, but he could be an interesting case because we could have drunk Raptor playing Mario Kart Wii WO matches. I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's a possibility. I don't know, like they've got potential just because of the fact that C and Online are there, and they're war winners and they're the potential MVP for divisions. I said in Division 5 as well, if you got players that have the potential to drop a 120 on their day, you can have a chance of winning. But again, one player having 120 is not going to be enough, and you need the support. And they could be able to get the support if say Dara is playing well on the day, is able to get a solid amount of points, like 80, 90 is all you probably need if online's doing a 120, 130 on his day. But online, he's that kind of player that won't drop it every time, but you're definitely looking into more and saying, yeah, he can score a good amount of points.
But like, would you say that they should be getting 5th of the division? I think they should be way higher.
I think maybe push them up above Infinite.
Yeah.
But I say that's it. Maybe above AP2. I'd have to take a closer look at AP2's roster when we get to them. But I say like push them up above Infinite.
Yeah, just like looking at their roster, online, The Rock, the Seiya are or Derek, I don't know, are like all strong players who can pop off easily.
Yeah, definitely. So we're moving on to Team Infinite, who are making a return to WL Legends. So they've proved a god who is a god. Jack, Notice, Starstrike, Brayden, Dermo, Job, Aiden, Sapphire, Barry, Sean, Bomb, Swampy, Zach, Ozzy, Justin, Louise, X-Blaze, and Callum. And it's actually a solid roster, to be honest. It's not too bad of a roster.
In the first look, it looks like a straight-up trolling roster.
It does. Dermo could Sui bag as well. I don't know how much Dermo's going to play, but I think he's going to be Sui bagging as well. But Justin, that's the Canadian Justin, isn't it? The Wheeler.
Justin Wheel, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like, he's good for this division. Starstrike, that's a name. He's got potential as well. Again, for soft last season, he was able to go score and break 100 a few hours. Who else is going to be playing? The Wheeler, Callum, maybe X-Blaze. If he's still around, he has potential.
Semi-active as well.
Yeah, he's shown up like for WL. I think that's the only time he'll play. So we'll see how he gets on. They have a bagger in Dermo who is alright about bagging, so he's good. Like, he'd be good for this division, has the experience of bagging before. So Sapphire, I don't think will be around. Job, I don't know how much he plays. Really?
Job, I haven't heard the name in a while, so I don't think he's like really around at all.
Yeah, I haven't heard Job since the end of that WL season where we were the Infinite. I haven't heard of him since then. Brayden, I don't know. Noja, I don't think's around. Prove, I've heard, and he can do a good job as well in the division. So they've got potential to challenge, and well, they're going to compete with AP2, SOP. Over those positions.
Would you say Barry is running or gonna bag?
I say Barry will run.
Run? Okay.
I just see Dermo being their bagger 10 weeks in a row. Unless they're trolling. Because Dermo normally is the one to bag. And yeah, that's as much I gotta say for Infinite, and like they've got potential, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say if like they pick troll every week, they could win like 4 out of the 5 matches. So I'll just go and say they would probably go like 4-0-6.
Yeah, the challenge. I don't think they'll challenge. Well, I don't want to really talk about first because obvious reasons, but I don't think they'll challenge Battlecry really.
No way. I don't think so as well.
So, well, I say they're right, but maybe they're going to be challenging SOP. So we can move on to Apocalypse 2 if there's nothing else to add.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say. to them.
So Apocalypse 2, when I go back up to them now, their roster consists of... Oh my god, that's twice that's done now, where I just press my arrow randomly and it goes all the way back down to infinite. Never had that happen before. So Apocalypse 2's roster consists of Gens, Chills, Lofties, Crime, Camelot, Sky9, Dubs,
Josh.
Josh. Yeah, I was going to say Josh. It sounds so weird. Ruffy, Cappy, Lucas, Jordan, Jaden, Aditya, Smoke, Mark, Vettel, and Nintendo. Oh my god, Nintendo. I remember that.
Playing?
I don't think so.
Because I remember him from back in like 2013, but I haven't seen his name.
I don't think he plays. I think they're just moving around just for
Yeah.
numbers' sake. But you know, AP2 roster is actually pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. Like players like Aditya, Sky9, Camelot. Yeah, Camelot has serious MVP potentials. Jaden as well. German Jaden, I'm pretty sure that is. He's
Shout
not
outs
that bad
to
of a player.
Aditya.
Aditya, yeah. So, Smoke bagging, maybe? I don't know what Smoke's going to be doing. Lucas is there as well. Lucas is can be a solid player.
But I have actually seen Camelot bagging in the last few Scrim Wars, but I don't know whether
I
he
don't
will be
think
bagging
Camelot-
in WL.
Don't think Camelot will bag. He's one of the better runners.
Yeah,
Like
like
he's one of those better runners in potential scoring points. But
Oh yeah,
could be
Jaggy
personally
Fang.
back. He's
Yeah.
bagging, yeah. Person maybe, but I don't see it. Camelot could be a potential division MVP if everything goes right for him consistently. But whether he has that consistency enough week in, week out,
Sky9
I
is the
don't
bagger,
know.
yeah. Sky9.
Sky9. Yeah, Sky9 would be a bagger. That makes a lot of sense now. Josh. Which Josh is that?
I think it's AP Josh. Like, he has been an AP all the way.
I wouldn't know too much about him then. But yeah, they've got an all-out solid roster of it lined up with Aditya, Camelot, Sky9 bagging, and then Lucas
Jonas kills.
and Jaden and Jonas. Yeah, Jonas could do a
Like,
good job
actually,
as well in this division.
Looking at the roster, I can see that they could even win the division. Like, they
You
have
think
some
so?
pretty good players, yeah.
They have some
Like
pretty
Jonas,
good players.
Camelot, Chills. They all have potentials.
Yeah, they definitely. But we'll see. Like week 1, they are not coming up in Scant. I don't know who they're playing. Let me check quickly. So I'm not completely against it, because this could be really good for Sensi where they're at. They're playing. They're playing Infinite, so they'd be looking at that match and saying, yeah, we should be beating teams like Infinite if we're going to have ambitions of winning this division. If they feel to be Infinite, there's going to be a bit of doubts in there. Really.
Wait, who is the home team? Did you check it?
The home team will be AP2, so Infinite pretty much, it should be Suicide, I think. I think away team chooses it, if not, then the away team gets the
Alright,
priority. Oh, it's 2 teams agreeing, and the away team gets the priority.
Then I'll go with
And then
plus
we'll-
60 for AP2.
But even in the Suicide Bagging, Sky9 has bagged enough, so he should be fine. So, yeah, AP2 looking like a solid, and they're definitely going to be up there contending for the divisions. So, that's all we could say for them, isn't it?
One player I wanted to shout out to in AP2 is also Lofties. I think he's a French player. He has played back in 2013 or 12 too. And like, he's a pretty
Ollie?
good player. He recently came back. And like, if he unrusts himself, he could also be a pretty big part of a team.
Yeah, let's see what Lofty's capable of doing. So, yeah, moving on to Battlecry Cribs, with a roster consisting of Sirius, James, Zane, Masquerade, T, Silver, Eric, Ryan, Mitch, Sean, Shane, and John C. and Psycho. And well, they've definitely got the talent and the ability to challenge for the title. That's Eric's transfer to Oh, I didn't even know about that. Eric could be. Is that the Eric Canadian Canary? That's the one in Jam. I'm just looking at the Kart team and just see George Avro, Mark Toad in there for 3.
Yeah, I think it's him.
I didn't even know about that. God. Eric could actually be a pretty dangerous player on his day. Like, not in terms of scoring points, but he could secretly score points, but his ability to hold items, it's pretty good. So if you can get a shot, he could be dodging like 3rd and 2nd. But the problem is, it's his communication. I say that's his biggest problem in more, so that could probably hold him back. I don't know how much he's going to play, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sirius is a player that is going to be a big one for them. Is it going to be Ryan bagging? Is it?
I thought about T of 30.
Ryan T, yeah. I was thinking Ryan T. Mask, I don't think he'll be bagging. Mask can do a decent job in this. Mitch running as well. I don't think Mitch plays much Reichs, doesn't he?
Not really. But I could see Psycho being
I was just about to
pretty
bring him
big
up.
scorer in the whole division.
Shane.
Is he Shane? Yeah.
Yeah, Shane's alright, I guess. I don't want to know too much about him myself. Sean. It was Sean is that as well.
Oh, they also have Masquerade who could bag for them. Like, they have 3 different baggers. Mask, T, and Ryan.
I think they might go with T and have Ryan run, because I know Ryan wants to run a bit. And Ryan could do it. Ryan could do a pretty much a good job at run. Eric hasn't said a word in BC Chan for months, apparently, but you'll play. But Psycho's there. Psycho's going to be a bit of a nice one.
Yeah, Psycho's underrated. He's a pretty good player. I know him for like quite a long time. He has been in IS and I've played a bit with him. And yeah, he's really a good player. I can easily see him being at least in the top 10 in the division if he consistently plays.
Alright, I think, they're definitely going to be up there in terms of the season. I think maybe just because of the slight more running power that AP2 have, maybe I'll put them kind of just a bit ahead, but it's really tight between AP and Battle Pirates, but they're definitely going to be challenging up there at the top of the division.
Yep.
So we can move on to Gumpt.
Oh yeah, it's your
Harbor iTag, yes. So the Gump lineup is Victor, Sparks, Logan, whatever you want to call him. Me, Trap. I don't know why he's there, but Trap's there. Why not? Lion. SY Trap. Lion, Toad, Rizzy G, Arvo, Aura, and Dav. And shout out to all my boys at Gumpt. They've all called it. The one problem is we don't have an out-and-out bagger. Like, we've Arvo, who knows how to bag. Shout out to Arvo, he wanted to win. Aura has been practicing bagging, but again, I don't think he should be bagging. I can bag, but you're losing the war if I bag. Victor can bag, but why would we want Victor, who's arguably one of our best players, bag?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, on the outside, people are going on about Victor being our main carry. I don't see that. Like, of course, he's a great player. Victor's a player that's going to score 100, 120, 130, which he's done in EL. He's going to do that. That's great, but all of us have the ability to do that, like, on the day. But, like, Lion, George has gotten much better over time. Arvo, or if he can keep his mentality, or is a brilliant player and can be one of the best players in the room on his day. Dav is a legend just in Australia. Trap can just sit there on the red straight for all I care about. But, like, as a team, like, we're all able to play well together. We know each other well. We know our strengths well. We know our weaknesses well. It's just the main problem is going back. That's the one problem we have. But it's not we're not inexperienced to going back. The players that are going back are players that should be up there and have ability to score 100.
Who would Troller be though? Like
Troller, I'll do it.
Okay.
I love trolling, man. Just that satisfaction of going back and hitting people. I'm useless at it, but I'm being trained in trolling by Giorgio, and Logan and I are Mike V1's proteges, and he is teaching us how to score. which we may or may not do every time, but
But the thing I could add to Gomd is like it heavily depends on format, because like if you go suicide, you have like a strong runners like Lion, Victor. But the thing I know is that Lion, if it is trolling, he just doesn't want to play anymore. He hates the format.
yeah, Lion doesn't like throwing. But
Yeah, he could tear the team down, but I think Lion is a pretty good runner.
yeah, Lion's pretty good. Yeah, how we're in this division, I don't know, but hey, I'm not gonna play. Like, we're not guaranteed to win this ball because we bottled it in the past, like in wars where, on paper, like we should be winning, I guess, but we're not. We just have kind of had to get this mindset out of our heads that we should be winning these matches. That we're not guaranteed to win. We just have to go out there and just go win, do our thing.
Bottle
Why is my user
one.
number? Arvo TT is number 1, yeah. Arvo's got that fucking TT scrum on the baggy. He's gonna just spend hours and hours going backwards, practically bagging. Or is just gonna scream the call down. Logan's gonna scream the call down. Trap's gonna warm the registry. Lion is gonna put some biblical lists onto this thing, and what was, I don't know, Toad is, oh my god, Toad is underrated. Oh my god, he's so underrated. Like, he's not the player that's gonna score like 100 or 120 every week. He has the ability to, but his pack play is just, it's really good, and it's so helpful in wars. Like, it can't be unmentioned. The role Toad has when he plays, it's really good. And he sometimes he feels like he doesn't do as good enough, but he's so good at what he does. It helps the team so much knowing that we have someone there slagging and just annoying the hell out of our opposition and causing them to tilt. But obviously, if you tilt, you play worse. And Rizzy G, like I said, he's really improving over time, and he can drop a 120, 130 as well on his day. All of us can. I feel like all of us can do that. Like, out of our main runners, drop a 120. Yeah. But we just need to be in the right mentality, which is something, as a team, I feel like we've struggled with. But we can improve on it. And I feel like we have improved on it. Like, EL finals, I feel like it was there. We were really good mindset and mentality, and we proved that if we're in a good mentality, we could just beat anyone easily on our day. It just has to be there on the day.
But like, even though you said that Victor is not really the hard carry, I think I have to disagree a bit there, because like, of course, you have some pretty strong players and like players who shouldn't be in D4 anyways in your roster, but I still think like Victor is the one who is the most remarkable player of them all.
Yeah, Victor's pretty good, but
I would even go far enough to say that he will be the MVP for the division.
Oh yeah, he's definitely up there, but like, yeah, let's just say that, because everyone wants to move on, and yeah, basically all I'm just going to say is Victor's a great player, and of course he's going to be shouted at for an MVP, and I get why, but what I'm arguing is all of us can do that on our day.
Yeah.
And it's not just Victor. Victor. It's all of us as a team. We know we can do it. Alright, so MVP. I think Victor has to be up there, but I don't know. Anyone can get it. I'm going to MVP this division. Got to say.
Yeah, go Owen. I'm rooting for you.
If only. But yeah, that's all. I agree. Online's going to be up there as well. No.
And finishing off, what would you say? Like, do you agree with the community's picks?
Yeah, I do. I say I mainly agree with them, but maybe switch AP2 with Valkyrie.
And I would also switch Sop with IF
Yeah, so
because I think Sop's roster is a bit stronger, but like I think the community did a pretty good job on this one too.
Alright, well, are we switching casters for Division 3 and all that?
Yeah, we are.
We'll be having a switch, and in between that we'll also have a bit of music, so everyone can sit back for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll have Dalen and Matt Oblivion will also
I think I'm
be there.
staying as well. They said they can assist with that, so I'll stay here.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hope you've enjoyed so far. The final bit is on its way.
Alright, boys. See ya.
Yeah. I prepared a whole notepad. I'm just gonna say the notable players.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. It's too so just like notice roles, what they're doing. Right. Yeah, baggers, runners.
Okay, there we go. Hello, welcome to the final section of predictions. I'm Stunky again, so feel free to get the Stunky hype in the chat for 5 seconds. And while that's all happening, we'll obviously be able to hand over to Dalen and Matt, who will be doing the final 3 divisions. The community averages here will be a bit more refined because I think quite a few more people have predicted the top few divisions here. But that's all that's really changed, is you might see some fancy numbers at the end instead of a load that just end 0.0. But yeah, that's it, and I'll be handing over to them. Good luck.
Thank you, my good man. Welcome,
Alrighty.
guys.
Welcome.
Season 15. Predict. Here with Mr. Kona, aka Oblivion Mario Kart Wii, Matt.
That is me. All right.
Gonna get down to it.
Okay.
Once graphics come up.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So, I guess I'll run it down. First, we have Moonblast, then Insane, Ecstasy, which is EU2, Team MV2, Resurrection 1, Kaisers, Explorers of Darkness, which is EXO2, and Team Ape. And to start from the bottom, we have Team Ape. And last season, they won Division 5, but I thought it was worth noting that they actually managed to lose a match to GH, which is interesting to me. So, the fact that they got put in D3 is that it could prove to be better than expected, but they've changed their roster a bit, but they still have the likes of Francis, Trator, Kion, Zatlo. Those are some common faces within Ape, but they've also added specifically Noob and Crash Canada, and they could definitely do well in this division.
Definitely. With this, like you said, same people, same chemistry pieces are gonna be there. They did pick up some good additions. New being a versatile player, can slag, run, bag. He could probably play any position. More than likely, gonna be playing the trolling position for them whenever they need to do that format. Our Crash Can. It's always been a strong player. They're definitely going to be using him more so suicide. I don't know how well he is trolling wise, but either way, he'll have an effort. He'll make an effort up there.
In the past, Ape has proven that they enjoy trolling over suicide. They use that a lot in Division 5, but that could have just been because it's Division 5, so
yeah,
I'm not sure how much they'll use it up here. But I do know that it'll be either Neo or Noob trolling and Seek bagging. So
yeah.
It makes sense why they got predicted so low, because they did play in the lowest division. And chemistry could be a problem, but I think that only applies if they use Noob and Crash at the same time. I'm not sure how much they've practiced with them.
From what Sig told me, they're not too active outside of League. Like, they barely get a bunch, like, barely any scrimmage matches in. But, I mean, like, that could change within probably tonight if they decide to play, or
for sure
in the morning or anything like that. So, I mean, I see them. I don't feel that they're gonna like get last. I feel like they're a bit stronger than what people are thinking. Like, they can definitely do some work here. I wouldn't say like top 3 contenders, but I feel like they can top maybe EXO2, Kazers, even Resurrection. Like, they can finish a lot better than what they're predicted. So.
I could see that for sure. Anything else to say about them?
Oh, no, not really.
Alrighty, moving on. We have Explorers of Darkness, or EXO2. This is my team. Predicted 7th. Tad offended, but we won't get into that. And as far as what I should say, we have Ethan and Artie. Those are the 2 notable names as they're playing in Team 2, as some people would expect them to play in Team 1. Then, of course, we have Josh and Miki, Zach, Koopa, and myself, and a few other names in there as well, like Big Boy Clout. We all know Clout. Let's get some Clout hype in the chat. And as far as bagging goes, it's going to be either me or Koopa. I know Koopa's a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe main right now, but I'm sure around the time of WL, he'll want to play more often. So he is a good bagger and a troller.
So, what do you think? I'm looking at Artie, Ethan, Mickey. I don't know. I don't want to say the last runner. Josh and maybe you. Bag?
Yeah, I am the main bagger in that case. But if Koopa's around, I think he'll be bagging and I'll be running. I'll probably be running more in trolling matches while Artie trolls, because he has a lot of experience with that in WL. So in this division, he could definitely pull his weight.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got a lot of practice in, not specifically with Team 2 lineups. We've mixed in with Team 1 as well, but we've all played quite a bit recently. And I've not seen a lot of people say this, but Ethan could be overpowered in this division.
Oh, no, definitely. Like, I'm not saying that WL and EL are the same, but he just recently played EL D4.
Mm-hmm.
And he did pretty well in that division. Like, he was one of the versatile players for RC in their the path to finals. And I don't know, him being in this division, like him, Artie, Josh, Miki, like all running, like that's really that's really strong.
Definitely.
I also don't know why they're seated so low.
7th. Man. I could see people thinking top 4 is a struggle, but like I still would have seen us put around the 4th or 5th position. 7th. I mean, I'm trying to not be biased, but like it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But then again, if you look at the numbers, they are very close in the bottom half. I mean, 5, 5.5, 5.58, 5.6. So
yeah, so
they are close together.
It's a toss around. Like basically, it's all interchange. Any team can be switched between them. I just 7th. Like, you guys have a lot of work.
Yeah, I think we'll prove some people wrong for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I really have to say, though. We can move on to Kaisers now. They were 5th in D3 last season, and here they are in the same division, and they're predicted around the same spot. And I can see why. It's a similar roster. As far as the bagging situation, I know they added Erratic. I've played with Erratic quite a bit. I don't know if he's improving or what. I haven't played with him recently, but maybe he could pull his weight up here. And but I have not. They used to practice a lot. Like they used to do scrim wars all the time, but I haven't seen a lot of it lately. So
they do a tad bit, but it's not really like it's just a like jumbled up LU sometimes. Like it's not really their main WO practice.
Yeah, like people like Marvin, Aruba, Demon, Swift. I don't see them playing a lot, and those are the people I'd say are the stronger in their lineups for sure. So
Swift usually plays Mario Kart 8, and Aruba. I think he's been busy with work, so he hasn't been on much. I don't know too much about him in that regard.
What is their trolling situation? Who would be trolling?
Situation? I'm want to say it's gonna be Money. I mean,
okay,
you could throw Erratic back there maybe, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be their main bagger. But I'm not. I've never played him. I've played him in Suicide War. I've never played him trolling, so I don't know how good he'd be. I'm looking at a Alex, Marvin, Monies. If Aruba plays, Aruba will be that last piece. Erratic bag. Reverse that with Money's troll, and maybe throw in Sketch if he happens.
Sketch.
Yeah, Sketch if he happens to be around.
Yeah. So, I mean, they got predicted 6th, just behind 5th, just ahead of 7th. I mean, I think that's a fair prediction. I could see you adding one or removing one, but top 4 will be a struggle unless they don't need practice. Who knows? But
I would switch. I would switch EX02 with Kaisers, in my opinion. That's for me. I mean, Alex and Marvin are really gonna have to show up for this team if they want to have a good standing in the division, because arguably those are 2 of the best players, and then everybody else has to support. Otherwise, they might be struggling. But
absolutely. I think we can move on to RS1 now.
Yes.
This is the first time, I know recent history at least, they've played as 2 teams, but as one team, they were 7th in D4, which makes you wonder how they got up here. But then again, they have added new faces like Skitty and Ace. I don't know if Ace was there before, but I know he didn't play. But instantly, I think of a main lineup as Stripe, Skitty, Crisis, Goofy, Ace, and put Trashy in there to bag somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know these guys don't have much experience in trolling. I know they don't really like it. I know Skitty doesn't like it. And but despite that, this is a sleeper team in my opinion, because I mean, you look at those names. Stripe has played a while. He's always played with this team. Ace could prove to be really good. Same with Crisis, as always. And Skitty, at the end of the day, he's played with WZ. So.
Yeah,
I mean, Goofy is a very good pack player as well. So
Goofy in the pack is just, oh my goodness, it can be like the most annoying thing.
Yep.
Literally, I always confirm the mini dude really get you bottom 4 to just being top 3 in like a turn. Like it's just like this guy can be dangerous if he really wants to be. Ace with top tier experience playing in D2 with ZT can add a lot of depth to this team. Skitty, like you said, plays with WZ, so he knows what he's doing. He can bag if he wants to, but I don't think he's going to be playing that role. Stripe with the chemistry he's had for this while. So, I mean, I think I like their standing at the moment.
These are, see, I do, and it's only for the fact that their trolling experience, liking of it, it's just not there at all.
No.
So I think that could prove to be a problem. I mean, if your host, just pick trolling against them. That's what I'm going to see happening. So.
I mean, Goofy's not a bad troller, but I mean, it's just them.
I guess he would be their troller, but like the runners, you can be a good troller, but you still have to have runners that know how to avoid trolling and play in trolling. So
yeah, exactly.
So. All right. Anything else to say?
No, I think I'm content with their CV.
All right. I'd say same, just for that one fact, trolling.
Oh.
All right. Next team, Team MV2. They won the finals in D4, so this is a move up for them. They haven't really added a lot of new faces, if any at all. I mean,
just Connor.
Connor, yeah.
Just Connor.
No disrespect to Connor, but I don't see him being main lineup. I think you got guys like Emperor, Embrez, Malone, Rush, Alex. That's Viper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Shaka, which would be their troller and their bagger, right?
Bagger, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if Shaka can play every week, they're basically set there. Rest of the guys, if they could just pump out that lineup every week, they can definitely stay in where they predicted, fourth or third.
Fourth, they could push for third. I could see it. I mean,
Yeah.
this LU was very pretty impactful last season. I don't know, like that much. They haven't gained too much, but at the same time, they haven't lost too much. So, like, they could either stay where they are right now, predicted, or they can just make an upset and come up on the top 3 predictions.
Yeah.
So, we'll just have to see what happens.
I think any match they play in could be interesting to watch for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, not much else to say about them. It's really just the same thing as last season. This is a division up for them. It'll be a challenge, but at the same time, they're more than capable of it. So, all right. And on to your team. Well, kind of your team. I know you're not playing with them, but Nexus EU2. I mean, as far as running goes, as far as people who have practiced both formats, this team, they're the winner. But the 2 teams ahead of them, we'll get to them later, obviously, but they just look better on paper. But I mean, these guys, this is the most prepared team for this division, I'd say. I mean, Fire trolling, like, he's crazy. I've seen it. I've played with it. He's crazy. He's slept on too. And I don't know who would be bagging. Jaggy, I guess.
No. It would either be Serena or Taka.
Serena. Oh, I didn't know Taka bagged, and I forgot about Serena. Sorry, Serena.
God, I mean, forgetting Serena. So probably gonna look like Seo, Casper, Jaggy, either KA or Toby, Serena, and then same thing but Fire Troll, and then maybe interchangeable with maybe Ma. Ma can do some more control. Like she always does well at every scrimmage war we do with Troll. If she's not getting like PCs every box, but she could definitely be a key player.
All right. One thing I definitely got to put out there: Haseo, MVP candidate for sure.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, anytime you look at any table, this man's breaking 110 every time. It never fails. You'll lose by 100, and he's still getting 100. Like
this guy, I do not. This is really biased, but I try not to be biased as possible. But I do not agree with this number. This third seeding.
Third seeding. Well, they're tied second. They're tied second.
Tied second. But I do not agree with it. But
I think I predicted them to win. I'm not sure.
I predict them to win as well. But I mean, Moonblast. We'll get to them soon. But they have a pretty strong LU as well. Alrighty.
Moving on from there, we've got Insane. They've added some new faces for sure. But I mean, I'd say the core is relatively the same, or at least what they've played with is the same. They've got Niu. I know Stone's a beast. Logan Squidward, I don't know how much he'll be playing, but I know he is good in wars. He really is, especially for a division like this. Lloyd was I think he was their best player last season as far as numbers go. And Charge, Marcus, and Kuraltz. Those are the names I'd mentioned. And I know that David, Charge, and Kuralt all have experience bagging and trolling. So they're basically set on that. And as I said, they added Niu and Logan. But despite all that, I don't know if I would have put them tied for second. I look at EU and I look at that. EU is just better. They have a better chance, in my opinion. I would put IS third or fourth.
I would say probably need Charge and Karalte to be in LU. I mean, I've played IS a bunch of times. Majority of our wins are with them not in LU. And those two are the two they need to be together for that chemistry piece, for them to get the LU started, to get the LU coordinated. So I think they need to be there. I wouldn't say they need to be either third or fourth. I believe they can compete with EU2 if they play their cards correctly. But
a lot has to fall in correctly for that to happen, and it just comes down to if it does to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And Niu, of course. I mean, Niu has D1 experience. Niu's played for a long time, and I had a feeling he'd play with these guys this season, and I could also see him up there as an MVP candidate.
I don't actually. What I've been informed, I do not think he'll be playing that
No?
much. Mm-mm.
See, that to me, that cripples them a bit. Cause...
Yeah, because he's. As I was informed, I think he's gonna be busy with his new job that he just got.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna be playing Mario Kart that much. So that
Alright.
might be a little setback for them.
That could prove to be it. But without him, it's really just the same thing they used last season. I mean, Charge Geralt, David Lloyd, and a fifth person. I don't really know who else they'd use.
Mason just got added.
Oh, is Mason there?
Yeah, Mason.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they could use him for sure.
Yeah, Mason, but he does not have a Wii right now, so I do not know when that's gonna come in. So he plays with them. If not, they might just have to throw in maybe Marcus or Lloyd, and then have David back. So, I mean, this team is really up in the air.
Yeah, I can't tell you what's gonna happen. But second, that's a strong prediction, but it could be wrong. They could get first. Who knows?
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah.
It really could
moving on, Moonblast. They are predicted first by a bit of a margin. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense on paper. They got guys like Kazam, Taz, Josh, Sal. That's not UT Sal, is it? No, that's Italian Sal.
Oh, it's Italian. Yeah. Well,
okay.
Well, he used to be.
And then Noah. I know they added Noah recently.
Yes.
And Jack and Basti. And Taz would probably bag. And I don't really know what they do in trolling. Does Taz troll as well?
Taz trolls.
Yeah.
What I played. Yes.
Okay.
So
well, then there you go.
I don't think Matt will play much because he's in college right now.
Oh right, yeah, Matt. Yeah, he is.
He has Dolphin, but
after that, it really just comes down to my opinion.
So he won't play much. I'm looking probably. I think Sal will actually. It wouldn't be Taz. I think.
I do know that Sal does not like playing trolling.
No, so he'll probably do the trolling. Like, so, what am I looking at? Maybe Josh Kazam, Taz, Miles, Bagger. Is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe Noah interchangeable as fourth run. He can do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
I don't know. This team looks like it has numbers. I'm a little bit iffy on first finish.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if this wins the division.
I think they have what it takes to win. They even finished second for all matter. Yeah. Oh, Matt plays. Oh, still. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So who do you have? Well, is that all we have to say about this team?
Yeah. Do you like the standings? You think anything could be changed?
A couple things. Disrespect to my team, EXO. I'm thinking 6th or 5th. I was not thinking 7th. But then again, it is close down there, as I said. And I mean, RS is strong, MV is strong. EU could compete for first. I think anyone in the top 3 could. Really.
For me, I think it's going to be EU versus Mo.
Yeah.
For who's going to take it. I mean,
IS could snatch a match from each of them.
Yeah, I think IS2 can compete as well. I just have to see what they're going to throw out each week. So, all right. MVP candidates. Go ahead.
I got 4. Seo, Ethan, Crash Canada, and Skitty. The only thing with Crash is he's an ape, and they're predicted last, and that could prove to be a problem as far as him scoring goes.
Right.
Skitty, I feel like he's a little inconsistent, but maybe he'll always show up when it matters in WL. And then Haseo, I said earlier, and Ethan, I said earlier, it just makes sense for them. But at the end of the day, it's Haseo for me. The other guys are close.
For me, I'm only gonna have 2. I'm gonna get Alex from Kazers, and I'm getting Haseo from EU2. Like, this guy should not even be on the U2. Should be on the U1. But there's some reason why he's playing here. So, better not prove me wrong, bro. I got you, man. All right.
All right. So I guess that'll do it for Division 3.
Yes, sir. I'm
All right.
done.
Moving on to Division 2 whenever that graphic comes our way. All right, there she is. So you can do the rundown this time.
Alrighty, so Division 2, the bomb division. I did not say that correctly, but we'll be okay. Alright, so from the last, we have Apocalypse, Oracle, Zodiac, Team MV1, Euphoria, Explorers of Time, the first team, Final Stand, Demoralize, and George, Arvo, Mark, and Toad.
Alrighty.
This division, to me, is probably the most competitive division in WO.
Oh, yeah.
Outright. I'm just going to say it right here and right now. Definitely.
It is. I mean, just look at what is it, 3rd through 6th? I mean, those are all really close, and I can see those going anywhere. So,
jeez, this is. I'm playing this division. I'm really excited to play. Crazy. All right, AP1. Not too many. I think same people from last season.
Yeah.
A little bit of kind of like people left, people came in. What I'm seeing right now, if Beat plays, Beat will be huge for
absolutely.
If he plays.
If he does, I don't know.
If he plays for this would be huge. They picked up Smash not too long ago. Lucid / Janny.
Lucid.
They have Trippy, Genu Bag, Alex Germany, I think.
Alex, that's Alex S. Alex Sanchez from Lounge, the guy that got died.
No. It's that dude from UK that plays UK. Alex Germany.
I'm pretty sure it's Alex Sanchez. Chat's saying it's Sanchez, bro.
Really? Then where did Alex Germany go? I swear he went to AAP.
Yeah, it's Alex S. Yeah, on top of that, you got Tom. Isn't that the Tom from Netherlands, I think?
Alright, Tom. Yes. Okay.
Dylan, chat's saying you're lagging like crazy.
Jesus Christ. Alright, hold on. Let me fix.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. God, why does my internet have to act like this?
When you said really, bro, it was like the most high-pitched and long thing ever.
Alright, wait, is my... A little bit better?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, okay, cool.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
So, all I put in my notes for AP is they're probably seated accurately. I don't see them going above 7th, really. It's just... It's not that they're bad, it's just a lot of people that have experience, but all the other teams are just better. And I mean, this is really just AP2 is the roster that like plays together a lot, but I mean with AP1, none of these guys really scrim much, especially Beat. I mean, I don't see them placing much higher than 8th.
Someone said, I think Torpedo got a conversation from Beat.
Yeah.
And it said and Beat said no. So that they blow.
That just supports the case.
That's I don't see them. I agree with you. That's probably their correct seeding.
Yeah, I don't see them going anywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And moving on, we got Oracle Zodiac. They registered out of nowhere, and got people all over the place. It's really just a Spanish team, but you got some other weird additions, like Ken, for example. Ken would be the carrier of this team, but I have talked to him a bit, and he said that he doesn't really plan on playing a ton. I mean, he'll get some weeks, but he's not going to be like main LU worthy, and which is a shame because he is the best player there. Then you got Dante, Boost, Shiro, Akmif, and I don't really know who would bag or anything.
Oh wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
Looking at this roster, I don't see maybe like X Dois or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I'm not sure
To
myself.
me, I just see a Spanish team that got put in D2 somehow. I don't really know like how I feel about them. They could prove us all wrong. They could. Maybe they're crazy good and we just don't know it. Because I mean, I sure haven't seen an OZ scrim. Maybe one or two, but if they can get the best lineup every single week, which I would say would involve Ken, but that's just not going to happen.
No.
If they do that, they could get into like 6th or 5th, but it just so much has to fall into place. It just seems right for them to be in 6th. So I agree with the community's seedings on that one.
I mean, I think AP and them are interchangeable too. They could either swap spots.
Yeah, that too. AP could beat them out.
Yeah, good.
So not much else to say about them really. Moving on, MV1.
MV1.
This team does a whole lot of practicing for sure.
Yeah. They are one of the most active clans on the server.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, you got Max, Yasu as of recently, Yax, of course, Speed, Lugia, who is D1 experience, Pix, and Revise. And I'm pretty sure Revise would be doing the bagging in that. In this.
Pix can't play.
Pix can't play?
Okay. WL banned. Well, my site banned, so WL.
Oh, okay.
So he won't be playing.
And I must say, shout out to my boy Revise. Improving like crazy. I mean, that man was bottom div 2 seasons ago.
Yes.
And I mean, here he is in D2, and he's a guy that could pull his weight as a bagger and a runner. And like I said, the rest of the roster, they played together quite a bit, and they have a solid shot at doing well. But
let me see. Well, let me look at this. Yax, Lugia, Jed, Revise, and then Yasu bag troll, something
Yasu,
like that.
Yeah, Yasu, that's right.
Yasu has been doing a lot of bagging and trolling for them, like just voluntarily. So I guess, and he's getting a lot better at it too.
Mm-hmm.
On what I've played against. So I'm thinking he's gonna be the backwards man.
All right.
So
yeah, if this pieces together well, they could definitely do better than 6th. But
definitely.
I don't know about top 2 or top 3 really, but they could definitely get up there in the top half.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit. I think to me they're a little bit too low.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's
just, but you got to look at teams above them. I mean, those guys are good too. They aren't really significantly better than anyone up there, so it's tough to put them all in a good order. Because as you said, this is going to be the most competitive division.
Without a doubt.
That's all I ever really say about them. How about you?
That's about it.
Okay. Moving on to your team, Euphoria. I know Emil was at it lately. Luke Germany, of course. Mel, Torp, Haruko, yourself. I know Merc's your bagger. Probably. And
me and Mark. We'll switch off.
You plan to be trolling as well?
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do the dirty work, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe. Pluto got added too, not too long ago.
Yeah, but can he not play until March or something?
He said either March or till his net got fixed. I'm not sure which one was the correct one.
Okay. I mean, that dude's a beast, so.
Yeah, dude's a monster, bro. Literally went from bronze to platinum, very little time in lounge.
Real quick. So, I mean, Emil hasn't played with you guys a lot, but then again, JJ, he did. So.
Yeah, and a lot of it is JJ. Well, I guess myself, Torpedo, if for JJ. Not too much chemistry there. We've all played a lot. I remember during the break, we probably grinded about 100 wars or so. We were just,
I know. Just like crazy.
Yeah, it's literally chained. And everyone in EU and that EU roster has played. So I mean, chemistry is there. Just how we're gonna execute certain formats and how we're gonna execute certain LUs. So I'm looking at probably Luke, Torp, Mel, Hiroko, maybe Merc bag, maybe myself bag. we'll see.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Something like that. So.
Well, yeah, I think. I mean, getting put 5th, it's a long shot. Like, I mean, it just keeps coming down to how close this is. I mean, you're only 0.1 behind 4th, so
Right. Exactly.
It'll be competitive for sure. But you guys could really go anywhere. I could see you doing well though.
I'm confident in what we can do. I think our placement is okay. It's either just like, I don't know. For me, like getting placed lower, like and proving people wrong is the better feeling than being on top and getting predicted to win.
For sure.
Like, the upsets are just like in any competitive realm is just like it's like you get that type of euphoria. No, no, no pun intended.
Yeah, for sure though, for sure. Yeah.
So I will have to see what we do. I'm really excited to play in this division. So, all right, that's it for me.
Moving on to
big boy team.
Right away, got to think of Faisal. I mean, plenty of D1 experience. Now he's playing in D2. People might think he's washed, but I know he hasn't played in a couple months, but I've played a couple wars with him in EXO, and he's still got it for sure. And then behind that, you got Zane, Goomba, Mystic, Connor.
Darty's still around too.
Darty currently does not have a Wii, which works. So, yeah, he won't play until playoffs probably. So, yeah, that is tough.
That's a tough.
And Cookie, of course. Shout out to Cookie.
Shout out to my boy Cookie. That man's gonna be going on.
And Spart. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mix of him running and bagging because we, of course, have Savannah with plenty of bagging experience. But Spart is a D1 bagger, D1 level at that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
definitely. And he's done well in it, too. It's not just like he just was there to play. Like
he was an elite bagger in D1. Yeah. So he can for sure get it done in this division. And then, of course, like I said, Savannah. I mean, same thing as always. She's very solid. I think she can pull her weight here as well. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, this EXO got 7th in D3 last season, but, I mean, Goomba didn't even play half the matches. We've added Mystic, and we've added Spart again, and Cookie, and Faisal. So the team has improved, on paper at least. It just comes down to whether it's going to work in the wars or not, because I know that Team 2 has practiced more than Team 1. So,
what are you looking at? Faisal, Goomba, Zane, Cookie Pack, and then Stabby Bag? You think that's so?
I love Cookie, but I don't know if he's main lineup because we got Mystic and Connor, and I think they would get put in before. It really just comes down to whatever Savannah puts together and who can. But I know Cookie can pretty often, so
yeah. I don't know. I put Cookie in 4th because like Cookie can he's a more of a main slagger, like pack disruptor more than a runner. Like he's always like slagging with megas, triple greens, bombs. Like so, I feel like
especially in D2.
So I feel like if he was there, then maybe they'll get some work done. But I mean, Connor is really improved as a runner.
Oh, for sure. He's been playing a lot lately too.
Yeah,
but I do know Faisal can't play this week. I do know that. Ooh. Which, I mean, with him gone, it's going to be a struggle. But then again, we still have plenty of backup. Like I said, Mystic, Connor, and Cookie, they can all go in. I mean, I haven't even said Tyler. Tyler is on Team 1.
Tyler,
he might play here and there. I don't know.
Shout out to Tyler. I know
he get back too.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Tyler. With 2 R's, Tyler.
2 R's, Tyler. All right. That's all I've really got for them. Moving on to Final Stand. They placed 3rd, which this is where the gaps start to increase a bit. People are more certain of them getting these spots. Final Stand's got Jose, Kevin, Flary, Kirito, Nelly, Andy. I don't know if Andy's like alive or not.
I don't think so. No.
And then Shane's their bagger, and Vito. I don't know if he plays. He would be trolling, I'm sure. So, really just the same deal as always. The Final Stand. I mean, they always pump out this roster. Not a whole lot of additions. Not really any removals, from what I can tell, unless I'm missing something. But
Nelly being added is really interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know what to expect from these guys, but it's just they've played together for quite a while,
Well,
and their
yeah,
chem could be the best in division, possibly.
for
So
sure. It's just what are we looking at? Flurry, Kevin, Kidiro, Jose, Nelly, interchangeable, and then Bagger.
yeah,
That's what I'm looking at right now.
yeah, and that's really just the same deal as always, aside from Nelly. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would keep him right in third, I guess, but
Yeah, I think it could probably be third. I mean, maybe EXO can make it upset and go for third, but
hell yeah,
who knows? Anything can happen in Mario Kart Fui.
for sure. Not much else to say there, really. It's just the same deal as always. But I do know people have been saying that Flurry might not play. I don't know if he's Mario Kart Wii depressed or what, but he is, I'd say, their best player. So that could be interesting. If he doesn't, I don't know how much that would affect them. But if he doesn't play, they might go down a spot. So.
Yeah, because he's probably arguably their best runner, I want to say, for sure.
Yep. But moving on, we got Demoralized. This is a new team, and this is just crazy big names all over.
Yeah.
Jonah, Cobra, Casper. Which Casper is that?
That one's the Master and Lounge USA.
Oh, Casper US. Okay.
Yeah.
Xenon, Nax, Ornan, and Wing. And I don't know who would bag though.
Helia.
Helia's there. Okay.
Helia would bag.
All right. And Troll as well, or?
I don't know if he trolls or not. Maybe.
I don't know what this team's gonna do.
They probably have to, but this team is massive. Like,
yeah.
Jesus. Like, look at this: Casper and Jonah, one team. Like,
yeah,
that's just.
People argued that this team should be D1, but I think it just came down to the fact that they haven't really practiced much lately at all. I don't know how good their chem is. I don't know how long these guys have known each other, played with each other. Interesting for sure.
That and any team coming from D1 to D2 probably will win outright. Well, not outright, but we'll have an easier time winning. So
yeah,
you guys probably have to stay here. But yeah, just Jonah, Casper, Ornan, Clover, Helia, maybe Spec comes in, does a little bit of dirty work. Knights does some work as well. Like they have Knack.
Yeah.
Like I thought Knack was with MV, but I guess not.
I guess yeah.
But geez, they have a lot of names here that could do a lot of work. A lot of work. So I did say Spec, Jaggy, get off me. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I could see probably Jonah or Casper MVPing the division.
Oh
maybe
yeah.
even Act. So this just seems like a ton of guys that can score points. It just comes down to can they do it together.
Yes.
Right. And yeah, I don't have much else to say there. How about you?
This team looks like I think this team could probably take first. Honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary.
Yeah.
Any team playing against them, they're gonna be scared. This is
scary.
Yes. All right, moving on to the first seed, George Arvo Mark Toad Gamped. They lost the finals in D3 last season. And that's very interesting to me, considering they're now predicted to win D2. And, I mean, what have they added to call for that?
British. They had
British bagging and trolling. I don't know. Shout out to British. I love you, British. But does this make a D3 winner turn into a D2 winner?
Don't think
17's behind them.
Do not think they will win D2.
I do not think so either.
Only because these guys are not very strong at suicide. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. Like they all are good runners. Kevin, Germany, great runner. Mike V1, Mark. They're all great runners, but I don't know why. But every time in suicide, like it's
just not their thing.
It's just not their thing. Like they're great in trolling. Like probably easily the best trolling team on the server, without a doubt. It's just outright. Everyone struggles. Everyone complains. Everyone calls them toxic. I don't know what they do to make themselves that great at trolling, but they do something and it works out for them. but
They only play it.
I only play trolling. So Suicide, I don't know. Suicide to the stronger teams like DZ, like Casper Jonah, I feel like they could probably come down and just kind of tear them apart, unless British does his dirty work in the back and see what happens. But yeah, this team can win. DZ can win, but I don't know if they work on Suicide and get it down and start loving the format, then.
I don't think that can happen in the next 10 weeks to make them win a division higher than the one they lost last season. That's just the thing for me. They got moved up so high as far as expectations go. So, I mean, of course, Mark's a freaking beast. He could MVP the division.
Yeah, definitely.
But then Kevin too.
Kevin can get MVP as well. That's one of the contenders, top 5 contenders in my opinion.
But that's just 2 people. What are they gonna do in Suicide? I know Mark's good at it.
Mike V can perform. He's done it in D5 when he played 2 seasons ago. He did it last season. Came up strong. Matt's always done well wherever he's played. D3, I remember when I played with them. UT does well in Lounge. So like they're noticeable players who can run. It's just when it comes to Suicide, just something in their brains shut off and they just die. I don't understand. Like,
I just think that the community picking them first was kind of just one-sided. It was kind of blind.
They're probably winning every troll war. I could see why. So.
All right, MVP candidates for the division. What do you think?
For me, I'm going to go with 4 people. I'm going with Lugia from MV1. I feel like he definitely, if he can play around his team, he can definitely do a lot of work. My second pick, I'm going with Casper US from DZ. Definitely, easily one of the contenders for this division. And then my last 2 from Gamt, I'm going with Mark and Kevin Jura. So, and Jonah.
Yep. I had Jonah and Mark, and I also had Beat, but apparently not.
Yeah, Beat would have been definitely up there if he could play. But...
And Lugia. I got that too.
Yeah.
And I suppose that will do it for Division 2. Do you agree with the standings given by the community here?
For the most part, it looks pretty okay. Anything's interchangeable. From 5 through 8 is interchangeable.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Moving on, D1.
You can go ahead for this last
one.
All
right. Top to bottom, we got Metro White Belt, SY, Avail, Long Schlongs, Maximum Likelihood, Vawu, which is VA, and Clan Volo and Team Gun. And to start from the bottom, we've got Team Gun. Now, these guys, I was alone surprised that they got put in D2 last season. So seeing them in D1, that is very interesting. And I looked at their roster, and has it gotten weaker?
I really personally do not think this team is D1 ready.
No, I didn't think so.
I don't think this.
I see King, Nico, and that's about it. And then I see Sasa and Akio, of course, trolling and bagging. Yeah, I mean, they're known for that. But
I'm maybe King, Nico, Gisco. If Hakeem comes from the dead and starts getting super good out of nowhere, he can definitely do some work. But other than that, they don't have this team. There's so much other players that can do a lot of work. A lot of people, somebody just said in chat right now, I think DZ and Gun should be switched. I agree with that. This team just doesn't have enough player depth to just go far in this division. It's just they're lacking. I mean, they're just gonna have to either rely on Troll and rely Sasa getting a lot of stars and just doing a lot of pro work. But other than that, they're just gonna get outran. Honestly,
this isn't going past 8th in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't see how it can.
I hate. You hate to see it, but
you hate to see it for sure. All right, moving on. Clan Volo. They've added Masta, which is one big loss for Gun going to Clan Volo, and they also have Luke and Solar, Insane, Derek, Monkeys. Same deal as always. It's CV, but with Masta now, and I know last season they were doing a lot of all run in D2, like in Suicide Wars, and I don't know how that's going to work in D1 if they do it.
The Clan Volos always had their little trickery of making all Suicide all run work. I think it could still apply for this division, just how they play, because I don't know. I'm not in that clan. I don't know how they do it, but every time it's just. I think it's really just they run. They got 2 slaggers, 3 of them run. Like from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
And I mean, nowadays half the time they're going to get the shotgun knife. So
yeah,
it's
exactly. So I'm probably seeing an LU, Wally, Master, Insane, Spinks, maybe Saikai. He'll probably bag troll, but he's really not going to bag troll. He's just going to run and do the dirty work and keeping everybody in the back. So
yeah, but I mean, they're put 7th, and I had them a little higher than this, but I get it. I get why they're 6th or 7th. It's just it's not that they're not bad. I'd say they're D1 level. It's just all these other teams we're about to go through are just better on paper, in my opinion. I could see them going 6th, 5th if you're lucky, but 7th, it makes sense to me.
They could probably snag 6th, probably, but But I don't think they're going above top 4. There's just no way.
Top 4, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, top 4 is gone in the retrospect.
Yeah. And there really isn't any like single name that's like, oh, they'll carry them. It's just CV. They're a team. That's something I've always admired from them. But I mean, they haven't really practiced, from my knowledge, much lately, if at all. It's CV. They're 7th, maybe 6th. That's how it's going to be.
That's it. They already locked in their position, pretty much.
Yeah. Now we can move on to Vawu. That is their team name, Vawu. It's just VA, but I mean, some big names aren't there. Obviously, Fox. He's elsewhere.
No, Fox is not playing for them.
No, he is not.
No, he's not. You want him to play for them, but he's not.
So outside of that, we have Luke of Ireland, Nico, Puffy. I don't know how they say it. Riku, Ruby. What else?
I see Dane Vel.
Yeah. Dane and Vel. I don't think Vel can play at all. But yeah,
that's a rip in pieces.
Indeed.
Riku's gonna be their backwards guy.
Hikaru has told me he's probably doing it.
Hikaru's gonna do it?
That's what he told me.
Why would he do it?
I don't know. That's what he's told me.
He's a good runner.
He is, but maybe Riku. I don't know. Hikaru just told me he's probably going to do it because nobody else will. And Nico trolling. Nico's a good troller. Yep. As far as representing VA, definitely a weaker roster, but this is kind of where they belong. Just like with CV, I don't see them doing much better than this. It's just, I mean, this is kind of like a last second thing too. They just kind of randomly assembled this team and then threw them on there. Yeah. So, yeah. And obviously they haven't been practicing together much, if at all. So I don't see anything that's going very far, unfortunately.
Probably, I think they locked in their spots too. I think CV can probably take their spot.
Yeah, they could beat them out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean.
CV's at least more established than that, so
I feel like they're gonna basically mess them up in Suicide.
Yeah.
Just so, but hey, we'll have to see.
Yep. Moving on, we got Mal in D1 after they were just in D3. Now they're in D1, and they are predicted to do better than 3 teams. How about that? I mean, first 4 names you think of, obviously, Asmac, Tisha, Picky, Roast. And they've had a Roy, like the Roy. That's pretty crazy to me. And obviously he do the trolling and probably the bagging.
And the bagging, yes.
Yeah, that's huge to me. But like I said, it's quite the transition. I mean, D3 to D1. I don't think they've ever been D1.
No, I don't think Asmat ever played in D1 in regs.
No, not on regs.
No, on CTs of course, since he's arguably one of the better players there, but not on reg. So
now Asmax, he always finds a way to score, but it just comes down to can he do it in D1. So But of course, I know in the CT cast earlier, Money's mentioned that these other guys and Mal are getting a lot better, which I could definitely agree with. Picky and Hisha Roast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're definitely more than capable of supporting Asmax. That once wasn't really the case, but now I'd say they're more. It's more of a united team. But if they can run out Asmac, Hisha, Picky, Roast, Roy at least half the time, they can definitely get 5th, just like they're predicted.
I feel like the same thing's gonna apply. Like how they set this team is, they're also gonna have to like play around Ozma, like in a way, as much as you don't want to hear. But I mean, like this guy is just like he always does well when they're all playing around him. So they want to have success in this division. They're all gonna have to work around him. So,
yep. Not a ton else to say about them. I'm very curious to see how they'll do here. I 5th makes sense to me on paper, but maybe D1 could prove to be too much, and some of the other teams could pass them. Who knows? So, moving on. LS Longschlongs. I mean, they're D1 now as well. I don't think they've been D1 before. Not that I remember.
Before we move on, I think we forgot Bob.
We forgot Bob?
We forgot Bob.
Oh, you're right. Bob. There. We acknowledged him.
Okay. Yeah, all right. God, we didn't forget him.
We didn't forget him. We got him. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. All right.
LS Longschlongs. First time in D1, I think. They were just D2. How did they do in D2? I don't remember.
They finished 3rd, I think. No, 3rd.
Oh, okay.
I think. Don't.
Something like that. That sounds right. And I mean, they didn't have Barney last season, did they?
No.
Yeah, adding Barney is pretty big.
Dude, I see Cinda in D1. This is making me Cinda in D1. Yo, this is huge.
I have heard that Sane probably won't play a ton because college. So,
yes.
I mean, if he can't, then it suddenly gets weaker. Then you're down to what? Sean, Yashter, like I said, Barney, Tekken.
Is Tekken? I see Tekken play lounge a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know about like really lately, but like lately-ish, yeah, he has.
Yeah, the last table updated was like a week and a half ago with playing.
So, something like that. So I could see him getting some weeks in. That would be good for them.
And then, Life is playing as well.
For Ellis?
For Ellis,
Oh, okay. That's huge.
That's huge. Process will probably be doing the dirty work, going back to Sully. So, and he's really came from not being a noticeable player to being like their key like backer.
Oh, yeah. He carries his weight for sure.
Yeah. So it's.
I mean, not elite, but like for this team, he does exactly what he has to do.
Yeah, what he needs to do.
Week in and week out.
So that's commends. Shout out to Process for that.
Shout out to Process. Super updater too.
Next year, of course.
Oh, of course. But don't flatter me. Shouts to Masquerade. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this team, I guess. I mean, 4th makes sense, but I don't think they could do much better than that. It's their first time in D1, just like MAL. But MAL could do better than them. That would be interesting. But keep in mind they're actually tied for 3rd with Avail, which we're getting to. So, yeah, moving on to Avail.
All right.
I mean, similar to past seasons, last season in particular, I'll leave Frey, Zagler, Jam, Prez. I know Prez is Mario Kart Wii depressed, but
he's not played the game. He's not played Emogi in 2 months, and he's not played the game since like maybe a few weeks ago in AO.
That's not like him. Not like him.
Nah, just taking over, bro.
But yeah, him, Jam. I don't know if I said him. And they added Zesty as a troller. I'm really curious to see how that goes. Because I mean, I've always known Zesty's been a good troller, but D1, we'll have to see. I think he'll do his thing.
They had Miss for a troller as a while, but I guess he's not with the team anymore, so he was definitely a big pickup. I personally think Zesty is a top 5 troller in the game.
Top 5 in the game.
I
mean,
I play with him so much, and I've seen how he is compared to others.
Oh yeah, he is very good at what he. And I think just fine for a Veil. And of course they got Twonk and Klein for as baggers. I don't really know who will do what. I know Klein's a strong runner too, but I don't know about D1.
Twonk is probably gonna do the bagging.
All right. Like I said, not much has changed for them, and I just want to see what Zesty does. I want to see how that goes.
I also just noticed I do not see Ballin. I do not see
Ballin is in free agents. Although he's a rep for
goodness.
them, he is in free agents. I think he tried to transfer back. I think that's what I heard Zesty say. So
but the deadline with the new W. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's a definitely.
I'd say as far as versatility, Ballin is a Veils player.
Yeah,
so
he runs his team, the heart and soul of his team. So,
him not being registered is a big deal.
Yeah,
and they're still put third though, despite that. And I don't know if I can agree with that, because I mean the teams we just talked about, I think without Ballin and probably without Prez, they're running an Alifre Zagler, Jam, and Zesty trolling. Doubt Zesty would ever run with them. And a fourth runner, I don't know if that can get them third. So it would be different if Ballin was like only playing a little bit, but he's not playing at all. So
so like
that's a huge tank.
Yeah, exactly.
That could hurt him. So I don't know if I agree with third. I'd say fourth or fifth, but we'll see.
I don't even know if Zagler will play much since school's starting.
That's true too. So, yeah, who do these guys got at that point?
Yeah, I mean, they have
it's fortunate to see, but it's just how it is.
Alrighty.
Moving on. I guess, moving on. SY. This team, I'd say next to MV, most active team.
Yeah.
And they earned the spot in D1 for sure.
Yeah.
Because of how much they played lately. This is deserved. And getting placed second, I can't say I disagree. They got Mura, Viraith, Crow. Nick has proven to pull his weight for them lately.
Yeah.
I never thought him as D1, but I mean, lately he's been doing his thing. Mike, Havo, and Storm.
And then you have
Act. Yeah.
You have Act for Bag, and then Brand for Troll.
Yeah, Brand's there. That's right. Yeah, Brand trolling. I mean, they've got everything they need, really. Everything's. They aren't really missing any pieces. They'll get 5 strong runners or 4 strong runners and a bagger or troller every week.
Yeah, their whole list is they're all relatively close to skill. Like there's some players that are out there, like Havo with his experience D1, like he knows what to do with the game. Mike playing with him, KG, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just, so like I don't see them pulling out like, oh, we have a weak OU. No, they're gonna have a strong OU. Teams can't sleep on this, like at all. So
yeah, and I know they can all play often too. So
yeah, exactly. They always
seeing them second. I didn't even think of them being second, but now that I look into it, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Really, really bold statement, but if they play well together, they could probably contend for first. Maybe.
That's huge. That's huge.
Huge statement. But I know I'm saying it. I played this team a lot. They are annoying to play, but they are very good to play.
They are not messing around.
No. So
if they put in the work, this division could be theirs.
Yeah. I don't see them like sleeping on them is kind of it's a yikes.
Don't do it.
We'll have to see what they do.
All right. And now at number 1, Metro Wipeout. I didn't really expect to see that, but now that it makes sense, I get it. I mean, if Fox plays, which I've heard he's going to, I'm pretty sure he played like today or yesterday or something. If he plays, I mean, D1 MVP candidate as always. And then Leops, Sharon,
Neuro,
Ryan.
Like Jesus, this team is just power out.
It's Metro Wipeout.
Metro Wipeout.
And I mean, they've played in. Did they play in D1 the season before the last one?
Yes, they did.
Yep, they've got the most experience here then, except Avail.
No, but they picked up a lot. Like their LU
Yeah.
is the same, but they picked up a lot of people. Like they have Sora now. Fox got added. Like this team is really, really strong. Like
Yep. For
and
sure.
then also shout out to Burley.
Yep.
Once you do some work here, my guy, I love you, man.
I expect 100 week 1.
I expect
And to me, it just comes down to how ready they are. I mean, one thing SY has got them on is practice. SY plays like crazy. MW doesn't. I know they play scrims here and there, like I'd say every other day-ish. So I know I've warned them a few times lately, but SY has just practiced more. I think MW has more talent. SY has more preparation.
And they have because all they do is play, and then like MW just Fortnite really sometimes.
Yeah, I'm comparing the two teams because I think this is the top two no matter what.
Yeah.
Just down to who's number 1, who's number 2.
This is the team that's going there, so we'll compete for the top division. No question. So
is that all I need to say about them? MVPs D1.
MVPs D1. Oh, wow, this is really. I think I'm gonna go for 2 picks. I'm going Havo and I'm going Fox. And actually, I put a third one out. I like. I'm going as my third pick. That's what I'm gonna go with. What about you?
I'd say Havo makes sense. Fox, if he plays, makes sense. Havo and Fox, definitely. And Sean in D1, I'm curious to see that. I know Sean. People don't realize this, but Sean is when it comes to pure online lines, Sean is top 5 as far as driving goes online. Sean is a beast when it comes to driving, and if he can just convert it to points, Sean could be up there too. That might be a hot take. I might be completely wrong, but
no, I've seen the dudes driving. It's pretty good.
And of course Barney too.
Yeah.
And yeah. So at the end of the day, I go with Habo and Fox if Fox plays.
Habo and Fox plays.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So I think that'll do it for Division 1.
All right.
As well as all of the predictions. Anything else to say?
Nothing. I guess I just want to wish everybody a competitive and nice season. Let's be friendly. Let's not be toxic.
Absolutely.
Let's just do everything we can. Shout out to EU. I love you guys. My bro Toby, your neck is fat. All right.
Someone clip that.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Farewell, everyone. Thank you for watching.